this week. Guiney add his name to the list of goal kickers for the Zavs. He gets very close to the man of the mark. He strikes it from 50. He's flushed it. He's got all of that, Nick Guiney. And he's kicked a long-range bomb from beyond the arc. His fourth of the campaign, Nick Guiney. And the Zavs are just kicking them from all points on the compass right now. On the Bowens, the Builder's Choice scoreboard, 12-9-81 to 4-1-25. Just ticked over time on in the third term, Hugo.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in quickly, Matty, with one around the ground score from Melbourne Uni Oval. Uni Blues 3-3-21, trailing St Bernard's 5-10-40.
I get the feeling that there's surely a proper mud patch there, because that just seems like a real down struggle to score.
56-point leaders here, the Zavs at home, and right now for St Kevin's, it is a huge gap looking up to second spot on the ladder. The Zavs come forward again out of the middle. They go a little wider than they might have imagined. Woodhouse so strong. Got the handball. It just went past Lane. It went in between Lane and Knott. Saunders took it. Gave it straight back to Delaney. Knott will get another go here just outside the 50. Stavros, standing start. High kick out into the pocket. McIsaac read the ball drop better than anybody else.
That's I think that's, everyone's got their own little characteristics that when they are performing at their best, they do, and he's certainly one of those. We have really robust discussions, and that's what good coaching groups do, and you feel like you're enemies, but certainly it's all for the right reason, and he moves on, we move on, and it's all about achieving success all together.
Cam Bruce with you in the build-up to Q Clash 32, the midfield coach for the Lions. So let's talk about that midfield press last week, because I had a chat to Harris Andrews this time last week, and he said, look, back six, we're taking it a bit on us, what happened against Carlton. But I saw some really good analysis of the way you guys shut down Hawthorn's handball game last week, and we just saw the general pressure was up. How did you get the response out of the guys, and what do you need to do today?
Yeah, look, our boys, and it's probably been well documented in terms of the way we responded, and the way we do respond after poor performances. We don't have to do too much, because they're a pretty driven, determined group to make amends. You show them a little bit of vision on what's not an acceptable standard, and then they seem to react and respond really well. We were a lot sharper defensively. We reacted a lot better than we did in the Carlton game. All of our effort indicators in that game suggested that we were off, and we got the performance that we deserved because of the effort we put in. But
and cutting off the link handball, because I did see one of the programs during the week, sort of the way that you sort of killed the advantage of the stand rule by making sure that Hawthorn's first option was cut down because you had defensive pressure from your mids on them. Yeah,
look, it's all about the reaction. In the previous week, probably on that turnover, we may have kept running forward, or we just stopped, whereas as soon as the ball was turned over, or we couldn't influence, we were in a strong defensive position. Hawthorn liked to play an uncontested brand, and we were well aware of that, and as a result, we made sure that we were there to take out that handball receive or allow them to mark play on, which again, they were really high in. So, those are defensive focuses that we think we bring more often than not. And we as a midfield in particular, because that's ultimately where you want to be applying the most pressure, so you look after each end. We'll have to be doing that again today, because if we don't against Gold Coast, they're going to hurt us.
And we know the calibre of their midfield, the reigning Brownlow medalist is in that group, but you play each other so much. So what do you do tactically this week? Is there something where you try and bring something different to an opponent that knows you basically better than any other, or do you just have to say, okay, if we win the battle of will, if we win the battle of pressure, we'll win the footy game?
Yeah, look, we don't want to overcomplicate it. We tend to be a side that's pretty stable, and like to think that our strategy and structures are pretty consistent.
So you're happy enough that your best is good enough, even to an opponent that knows you so well? Yeah,
look, we're confident that our best stacks up, and the results prove that. We are well aware that if we don't bring that we can get our pants pulled down, and we did that against Carlton. We did that at Metricon Stadium against Gold Coast around this time last year. They annihilated us around the contest. particularly with that personnel that you've got. They've added some players to that mix. So, yeah, we need to be strong around the contest with our pressure, our ability to get the ball going forward. If not, then it's going to be difficult because they have got some good players. They do run hard forward. And if they get that momentum, it's going to be a tough night.
Cam Bruce with you, midfield coach of the Lions ahead of this Q Clash. Now, I'll do the health update on Huey McCluggage in a moment, but I just want to ask you about the 2026 version of Lachie Neale, which has had pressure on him unbeknown to any other part of his career, yet his football has been outstanding. Can you take us a little bit behind the curtain as to the journey he's been on this year and how he's been able to play such a valuable role with so much heat on the outside world coming in on him?
Yeah, look, it is. It's a credit to how focused he is in terms of putting the external noise and the issues that are going on off the field to the side whilst he's at the club, and his engagement and his ability to learn and want to be the best teammate to his fellow teammates. He came back, and I'm not surprised. He came back from the off season. And obviously that's when it all sort of happened. Very focused, and he hadn't missed a beat or didn't miss a beat throughout pre-season training. So, you know, when you are able to get that body of work in the pre-season, particularly for a guy that, you know, is such a professional and trains at a really high level, he's set himself up to have a really good on-field season, and he's doing that. Obviously, there's a lot of noise going on, and again, that's off the field. But from an on-field point of view, he's engaged. He's being a really good teammate, and we're hoping that he'll continue to do that.
Yeah, as the analogy, I mean, he's driving towards another big achievement for you guys this year, but he's had all mirrors giving different kinds of vision and reflection at him. It's been amazing to see that he's still been able to go out there and be a 30-plus midfielder, and like last week again, so important in that game against the Hawks. It's been extraordinary how he's been able to zone in.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's performed and achieved what he has in AFL because he's so focused on being the best player possible, always searching to improve, seeks feedback on his performance as soon as the game's finished, and then goes to work on being better the next week. So when you've got that obsession, then you probably can, you know, block out the noise for a period of time, and that's what he's doing at this point in time.
So, to Huey McCluggage, when do we see him? Is he going to make the trip to the MCG to play the Magpies next week?
At this stage, I think he's on track. He's got a little bit of work to do. We're obviously not going to take any risks, given he really had an interrupted year after the State of Origin. So,
because all being equal, you'll probably get the next week off as well.
Yeah, look, we don't want to look too far ahead. You know, that's the ideal situation. But he's such an important player to us. And as I said, because of the somewhat interruption that he's had throughout the year, we want to make sure that he's absolutely ready to go. So we won't be taking any risks. I saw him training the other day. He looks good. He's been doing what's asked of him and ticking all those boxes. And we're a much better side when he's up and going and playing. And unfortunately, he hasn't. He's had a year that he's probably down on what he would normally put out on the park, but we know there's still plenty of footy to be played.
Well, Cam, thanks for your time today, and it was nice just to have you tell a little bit more of the Chris Fagan story, since you've been a part of it, and of course zoning in on the game today. Good luck.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Cam Bruce, a short time ago, I was able to catch up with him before Q Clash 32. If you are with us on ABC Gold Coast and you have just joined us, welcome along to the Gabba. Quentin Hull and the team getting ready for the Suns' trip up the M1 to take on the Brisbane Lions. No changes to the teams here. There is a lot going on around the place in sport. ABC Listen has got most of it covered. So let's get to that. A wicket in the cricket. Marnus Labuschagne's been dismissed for 31. Australia is now 3 for 77 in its second innings, trailing Bangladesh by 151. Steve Smith is at the crease on 23. Cameron Green has joined him. He is on 1, but repeating, Labuschagne out for 31. The Aussies still 151 in arrears at 3-4-77. So the red button on ABC listeners where you can hear that. Sport Extra is where you can hear the Wallabies test against Japan, getting close to half-time. Entertaining first half there. It's been a bit of tic-tac in front, but the Wallabies have scored the most recent try. Australia lead 19-17 and make that 21-17 as Ryan Lonigan kicks a late conversion there. So that's basically half-time in Townsville, Jason. And North Melbourne has made a good start against Geelong at Docklands, but the Cats have kicked the most recent goal there. AFL button on ABC Listen. Toggle between the two to either hear this game or that. North 2 straight 12 to Geelong 1 straight 6. Sorry, Jason?
They're about to kick another one in.
Oh, you're watching, Darling's taking a mark and lining up. And speaking of North, their former coach, David Noble, is the new voice that you will hear throughout the broadcast today, along with the ever-mumbling, sometimes interrupting, but always entertaining Jason Ackermanis.
I'm gonna take you to the tribunal.
Look, now, Jason, I know you love these things. We've got 90 seconds before a network junction. So... what are your top-line thoughts for the game here today?
Well, the first one is that Will Ashcroft, who's having a great season, arguably the best season in the midfield, he's starting on the bench. And considering it's his dad's medal today for the best on the ground, I tell you, if one Jay Noble gets 30-plus, he could be here for 3. And then imagine if Wilbur gets up there.
Or Levi?
Yes, or Levi. No, don't worry.
So Will's already won Dad's medal, but Levi hasn't.
No, well, don't worry about Levi. He's always missing out. That's what happens when you're a younger brother. But it's going to be a battle of the midfield. I want to see the defence of the Suns be up and about, because when they bring their tackling heat, they're actually really competitive. And they've been very good. They haven't won a lot, obviously, last week, but they are a better team in the last sort of that 5-week stretch.
And just for those listeners on Gold Coast who have joined us, so if you want to hear the second half of Cronulla against the Raiders, where it is Canberra leading the Sharks by 18-14 at half-time, green button on ABC Listen, or if you are listening on analogue radio on 91.7 down on the coast, you can just twiddle the dial for the northern New South Wales frequencies, or 612 the AM frequency in Brisbane. You can also pick that up. So Parramatta and North Queensland is the next game, and then Brisbane against the Warriors. That will come your way tonight, because we'll be finished here at the Gabba by the time that game is kicking on.
SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on the SEN app and SEN's no delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy live with no delay Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Welcome back to VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Round 16 footy here on SEN's Match of the Day and on vafa.com.au. It is three-quarter time here at Toorak Park. Old Zaverians with a 56-point advantage over St Kevin's, 13-10-88 to 5-2-32. Zabs coach Dan Donati will be absolutely wrapped with how his team have played so far, and we'll have a listen to him addressing his players now at the huddle. They can't really pick it up, unfortunately, gents, but I'm sure the messaging, Hugo, would be most positive. Oh, hang on.
Right. These things, they start to get a little bit...
No, it's you can't really get it. We'll chat with Dan and Cooper very shortly in isolation. But Hugo, he must be thrilled with the way it's going.
Yes, he'd be very happy with the scores from turnover, and he must be very happy with his backline too. They've been rock solid down there. St Kevin's have had enough entries to have more of a score on the board, but they've just defended really well. So be focusing on that, and be looking forward for a big last quarter, because percentage will be interesting now.
Yeah. Well, certainly in terms of the race for the top two.
Correct.
We were looking at sort of second, big third, that double chance split, but I think it's only going to, the gap between them was 9% coming in today. That's only going to increase now. They've just broken away from their huddle, Old Zaverian, so we will just see if we can find Cooper. He's just making his way towards Dan Donati now. He's just having a chat with
Ed Delaney.
Ed Delaney down there. And he's trying to get his attention now, and I think Cooper's just about got a hold of Dan Donati.
Got him down here, boys. Obviously, Scott sort of hit back in the first 5 to 10 of that quarter, but you guys really responded. What did you think of it?
Yeah, no, for sure. They're going to get the game in their terms at some point. Their terms is forward half pressure, and I thought they did it really well. We nullified and managed to get one, but then we got it forward and managed to take some opportunities up there. But if you give them the game, they're a bloody good forward half side, so we try to take that away from them as much as we can today.
Thanks, Dan. Cheers.
Thank you for that there, Cooper and Dan Donati. That Huddle report thanks to Wingate, a leading alternative investment manager focused on property debt, mid-market, corporate debt and direct property investment. Hugo, you mentioned that Anthony Lynch will be looking to see what he can learn about the St Kevin's players. What exactly will he be looking for?
You're looking for players who, you don't have to win every contest, but players that don't lose contests. So if you're 50-50 something up, becomes a stoppage rather than your opposition player being able to exit for it, that'd be very important in what you're looking for to move forward. You'd be looking for a lift out of some top-end players, and you'd be looking for some guys in that forward line to stand up, take a mark, and do something basically, Matty. That's what you'd be looking for. You're looking for players who can stand up under adversity, make the right decisions as well. So this will be a big learning quarter for them.
56 points is the deficit at the moment. This final turn brought to you by Domo Insurance. Hugo Higginbotham, Cooper Watkins, Matthew Donald and Brent Sternberg with you to call the opening moments of this final.
And the way things are situated with around the grounds as well, the Zavs will be pulling up alongside the University Blues on 52 points. Premiership points, that is. They've got 10% in terms of percentage to gain. One last big half an hour of Zavs footy here. And you reckon they could maybe close that gap? We'll wait and see. We'll get the around the grounds with Hugo as this final quarter transpires and see what happens in the last quarter over at the University Oval. What did you say the margin was there at the final break?
I think it was about 19 points.
Right. St Bernard's the bottom of the table. Here we go with the Zavs leading St Kevin's by 56 points into the final quarter for Domo Insurance. Coates won it down to Mansfield, who's been one of their better players today. Long kick inside 50. Scoppers going to the left of the dial in this final quarter. Ricochets back out towards the arc. Brosnahan handball to the ankles of Delaney and then pulled out of there by Gill. His handball was misplaced. It's taken by Mansfield a second time. His kick goes out wide and out into the pockets where we'll have it thrown in the right forward pocket for the Scoppers. 13-10-88. The old Zavarians. St Kevin's 5-2-32. Umpire just asking the Rucks to make themselves known. They've only come from behind at three-quarter time to win once this season, the Scobbers. That was a few weeks ago against St Bernard's. Can they shark an early goal here? Pfeiffer took the footy, ran into a roadblock, and he's going around and around, and he did go through for a behind, but I think the umpire's blown the whistle, and instead we'll get a ball up at the teeth of the Scobbers' goal.
Very close to goal here, and Dunn is just trying to drag it over the line, and he's done so successfully there. They're happy to concede the point because it means they get possession of the football back. 5-3 plays 13-10, a 55-point lead to the Zavs. So St Kevin's one down. 55 more to go. Great kick in and a good mark as well by Woodhouse at half-back. He's waiting for numbers to run back towards goal. That's not a very good kick advantage. Dolman, who drifted in to take a nice mark for St Kevin's on the back flank. He goes with a 45 kick, risky, but it's a good one. It finds Gunson right in the heart of Toorak Park. And he's happy to just go with a high up and under inside 50.
And there's things that are different between my era. For example, you couldn't get Oscar Allen. You couldn't get Sam Draper. You couldn't get these guys year to year between a premiership year because the system wasn't set up like that.
You basically got Blake Carousella and that was it.
And that really was it. We had no buys before
the former Essendon premiership player.
And it is just a hard grind. So I'm not saying it's easy because it's not, but you've still got to have the cattle, and the cattle need to perform. And back to what Nose was saying about Chris Fagan. I mean, remember his winning record as well is slightly better than Lee's now, one game more. But he came into a team that was so disharmonised it wasn't funny, and he just got them all together, healed the place. And he had a bunch of losses too early on, and he's just keep continuing. It's a wonderful effort, and he's just such a personable guy.
What they do in the bye, Jason brings up a really interesting point, their post-bye performance. And again this year, they would have sat together with leading teams, with Simon Fletcher and gone, why can't we win it again? Fakes would have looked at all the data and his team would have said, when we are playing really well, here's the data, and they now know, having been to the big dance a few times, what that data needs to look like. And they would have sat there as a group and gone, why can't we win this again? And their form now is a correlation of what that attitude now that they're bringing. And there's no doubt that they are a genuine threat for me going forward again.
And only off-season pickups, you think, well, hold on, Oscar McInerney's retired, but Sam Draper has come into the team and we've seen his value. And I think the competition is probably still, from the outside looking in, if you're not a Lions fan, scared of what Brisbane looks like with a fully fit and functional Oscar Allen.
Yep.
Because that's the other part that we haven't really seen.
Better. He will kick a few goals today. Don't worry about that.
And here's one guy, and I saw it a bit last week, and because we're in this part of the footy community, we know of his reputation. But I reckon, just like Kai Lohmann did a couple of years ago, just like Logan Morris did last year or around that, Dan Annabelle's just about to drop on this competition. And they're going to say, oh, gee, the Lions have found another one.
Yep.
Because even in the little bit that we saw against Hawthorn last week, because he comes into a senior functioning team, he doesn't have to do the heavy lifting that so many other young players, and allows him to show us his skill set, of which he's got a fair bit. Number 6 pick from Redland, another academy product.
And behind the scenes, what's happened is the consistency of the recruiting team led by Dom Ambrogio and Steve Knoll have been consistent. They were at a talent conference earlier in the year chatting with to the crew that was there, and the consistency of them still having the same methodology of recruitment queue that what they had, at the start of 17 when we put that crew together, is the same. They go after ball winners and they go after performers that are able to perform in finals, not home and away. There was a clear distinction of what they set up from a recruiting methodology.
It's always easy to know either. Some players come in and can dominate, and then others just get better and better. Darcy Wilmot, you'd never know he was even there. Comes on the scene and he hasn't missed a game since. And even guys like Ryan Lester, who is so important to the way their structure is, and then Dane Zorko, who's 48, and still going strong. And even Lockie Neal after the off-season of just salaciousness. It's a crazy year.
Well, I've really enjoyed chatting to Cam Bruce about the focus of Lockie Neal. He has had everything to distract him this year, either in the rear vision mirror or what's on the road ahead. Boy, it's been impressive the way he stayed present.
Yeah, and that takes a special mind to do that, and just shows you when you are a footballer and you can focus on football and just put it all. It's the best bit. That's the whole beauty of your life. You don't have to worry about it. Sure, it's not all great what happened, and we all know that it's all his business anyway. But what a performance to come out. I think it's his best year from numbers, but his effect on the games, his score involvements have gone up. And it's hard to do when you're in your early 30s.
So we've got
the other side's not without a show, though.
And the Suns, yes, we do have the Suns here. Who hopefully we get the best of the Suns today.
Well, what did they do in those 2 games, Dave, when they pulled them apart at Carrara? And they were no small victories. So you think in 2023, when Brisbane was en route to the grand final, of course, beaten by less than a kick by Collingwood. So that was a 41-point win at Carrara in 2023. And then last year in round 20, it was 11 goals against the reigning premier, who then went on to win back-to-back. So it's there, but we have not seen it consistently and not in this house. Why?
There is an element of proactiveness that I think when the Suns are playing at their best, they lock in and they'll just follow the lead. I think as soon as you have that, and it only takes a half a second of hesitation, I think when Gold Coast are at their best, they all go. They're in harmony. They provide that front and rear pressure around the contest really well. And as soon as they hesitate or become stagnant, I think teams now are too good to either release the ball through them or over the top of them. And I'm interested today, if the Suns can provide up front proactive pressure, I think they'll be in the hunt.
Playing in their pink and the Lions in the Bears strip. I don't mind the pink, but if you're going to have pink with black shorts, why not have black numbers as well, Michael Price? They've got white numbers.
Do you know what? I could have...
I am predictable.
If I was a betting man, I would have put money on you saying that.
But see, that's why we're such a good team.
Yes.
What are one of the cornerstones of good footy teams? Being predictable,
to your teammates.
We're on a Unity ticket, though. The white numbers on the
White numbers.
Not exactly the ideal of an afternoon game.
No.
Does anyone actually talk about these things at the AFL House? What else are they doing down there?
Just they're pretty preoccupied at the moment.
Yeah, got a few things. By the way, Dan Shaplin's on the fader today. Can you just fade this up for just a little bit, the song,
yes.
because there is a change today. I'm giving you an early version of this.
Because it won't be there for what, the first?
Because if Charlie Cameron kicks his first goal today, we won't hear this song.
What song do we get?
Thank you, Dan. So there we go. We had a little bit of Country Road, but out of a tribute to his new son, Arthur.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to play a song which has got something to do with not the Arthur I know, but some new version of a cartoon.
Yeah. So it's not
Arthur's story. So I'm thinking
Dudley Moore.
Dudley Moore, and was that Liza Minnelli in
Absolutely.
that one? Yeah.
Yep.
As in Arthur's theme. No. Not the movie. But we're not going to hear John Denver the first time Charlie Cameron kicks a goal today.
Well, we hope he kicks a few goals then.
It's wholesome. It's a wholesome reason to change John Denver.
It is. But still. Charlie, come on,
winning
Charlie.
formula.
Yeah.
Don't mess with it.
Don't mess with your form, Charlie.
Close to quarter time at Docklands North. Melbourne 6-1-37 lead Geelong 1 straight 6. I'll make it 7-1. Jai Simpkins just snapped a goal out of the contest. So, whoa.
Didn't they start with 7 goals straight last week as well, out of the blocks, Kangaroos?
Playing good footy now.
So you can hear that game on ABC Listen if you'd like, but of course we will keep you up to date here. And just a bit of roadmap for our listeners through South Australia and Western Australia who are with us for this game. Where are you going later on this evening? Well, of course, in South Australia and Broken Hill, you're heading to Aaron Bryans at the team at Adelaide Oval for Port versus Melbourne. For the rest of you, to Hawthorn and Collingwood at the MCG. But it's all available there for you on ABC Listen as mentioned. And if you're with us on the Gold Coast, when we hit 7:30 Queensland time, you'll get back to the league with the game crosstown between the Broncos and the Warriors.
The toss has just been run in 1Q. Noah Anderson won it for the Gold Coast. They'll be kicking to the left as we're looking at the school end.
What about Texas? Don't forget to text in, because every week I'm fascinated to see where our listeners...
Okay, well, we've got two games going at the same time, so I will give the text number, and I'll ask Akash, our studio man, to help me out by maybe putting the texts that are relevant to our game, i.e. can either Akka shut the bloody hell up or how much do we love Akka? Because that's what it's either shut up Akka or how good's Akka on the text. 0437
that's just from
774 774 is the number to get in touch. 0437 774 774 on the SMS. Final thoughts and selections, please.
Send yourself a text?
Yeah, he does. Who do you think's going to win, Dave?
I'm going Gold Coast.
Okay. Jason.
I'm biased. I am going the Lions by a good. They've had maybe 30 points, I reckon.
If Damien Hardwick is to get his men up for one last real hurrah, surely this is it. They do go to Thursday night footy in St Kilda next week, the Suns. But here's a chance for Gold Coast to make a statement at the end of what is a disappointing season. They haven't beaten the Lions at the Gabba since 2018. Let's play Q Clash 32 on ABC Sport with Michael Price.
Draper for Brisbane versus Moyle for the Gold Coast. Give that to Moyle. Lockneil got there first, couldn't quite gather. Rowell did for the Gold Coast. Tackled off it by Dunkley. Ball spills back to Neal. He gave it to Lohman, getting involved in the middle quite early. He couldn't control it. Rao could. Got the handball out to the outer wing. Gave it to Tuke Miller. Back to Rao. Active early. He skies the ball towards right half forward. Going back with the flight. Darcy Wilmot takes a nice chest mark to relieve some pressure.
What about Rao's game last week?
40 possessions against the Giants. And Wilmot with his right boot kicking long beyond the wing. Andrew flies in a 2-on-2 pack. Couldn't take the mark, having got a good perch as Rao Roves is tackled by Berry. Just got rid of it. Now Dunkley's wrapped up in a tackle from Will Powell. And we'll see a ball up on the outer wing in gorgeous Saturday afternoon conditions for mid-August. From the stoppage, Bailey kicks off the ground for Brisbane to no great effect. Spins like a top. Powell picks up. Lohman tackles him. And we'll see another ball up. And we do see these teams very regularly, Michael, but it's taking a moment just to get used to them in their different colours today.
Yep, the Gold Coast in pink, and Matt Rao gathered yet another possession. Extracted a bit of a dump kick towards the outer wing. Wilmot cut it off, handball forward to Berry, then forward to Zach Bailey. He handballed it over the top, gave it to Connor McKenna, weaved through the traffic, wheeled around onto the right foot. Doing the bodywork early. Hipwood couldn't quite take the mark after doing that bodywork. It spilled towards Dan Rioli to Moyle. The big ruckman gets it out to John Noble now. Takes his time. Gets the handball back out to his good halfback mate in Rioli. He cuts back into the right. They're at halfback. They return handball to Noble. Put him under enormous pressure. Tackled off at Answorth. Forward handball to Levi Ashcroft. Long ball towards the goal square. Lerman flew high. Good bit of defensive work. Off hands over the boundary. We'll get a throw in the right forward pocket.
I think John Noble is on the wing. Is that surprising to you?
No, he's had some rotation through there the last couple of weeks.
So the boundary throw in take place at the top of Kev's race.
Acker's pocket there.
Acker's pocket, Kev's race.
Kev.
Right of screen. Ruckman share it. Rayner comes through. Tackled off it by Bodie Hewlin. There's no Zeke today. That has to go again, Bodie, with Rayner trying to pick up off the deck. Now Rowell comes through. Great hard ball get to kick the Suns out of immediate danger. To the wing and a 2-on-2. King does the roving for the Suns. Hand passes to Skipper Anderson. Hand passes a bit errant, but picked up by Walter on the wing. Hand pass off Petrarca, a dump. Tackled by Andrews. Ball's on the deck. Walter foraging for it. Answorth's tackled him. Walter got a boot to it. Levi Ashcroft comes through. I might call him Marcus today, playing in the Bears, number 10. Hands it to Zorko, give it to Dunkley, kicked a half forward. Cameron through against two. Didn't take the mark. Rose brilliantly got tackled by Rioli from behind. Scrubs the kick. Collins mops up. And now the clearance for Closey for the Suns.
He got it out to Leonardo Lombard, who dropped it. And they did beautifully. Went around his opponent there in Berry. Has a couple of bounces as he traverses the outer wing to right half forward. Zorko floated back. Took the mark and rebounded like a cat. Aggressive kick straight up the corridor to Rayner. Rayner flares it out to the outer wing. McAndrew spoiled Hipwood. At ground level, Leonardo Lombard picked it up and then Hipwood drilled him into the Gabba turf. Ball spills over the boundary line, so we'll get a throw in on the outer side. Hot footy early after 3 minutes, no score.
Great start at the Gabba. Quentin Hull and Michael Price calling with Jason Ackermanis, and the new voice you're hearing from former North Melbourne coach David Noble with you today. Boundary throw in, Humphrey Rose, but hand pass stolen by Neil of Brisbane. Gives to Berry, toes his kick along the ground to half forward. It bounced awkwardly for Powell over his head. Straight to Lohman of the Lions, kicks to the pocket. Morris the target, Collins with the spoil. Hand pass to Closey of the Suns, given to Powell. Hands it off to Rioli running through half back. Hands it to Bodie Hewlin, gives it back to Dan Rioli, who started well. Runs through centre half back, kicks to the wing. Long presents and marks. Plays on quickly, kicks to Petrarca, grabs it, 60 out left half forward for the Suns, looking to get it in deep quickly. Does the kick for Walter, flies over Wilmot, got a big piece but couldn't mark. And the ball's wrapped up at the bottom of the pack. And we'll see a ball up 15 metres, or make it 20 from the Suns' goal. No score early on in Q Clash 32.
Just look sharp out of the back line. The Suns are linking up very well.
Umpire throws it up. Moyle slapped it back. Off hands now. Tuke Miller wheels around, has a flying ping at goal. It's getting to the goal square and getting there. Jared Berry finds it too easily. Takes the mark, flares it out to the left back pocket. Finds his mate in Darcy Gardner. Nobody standing the mark.
There, Pricey. He was very good, Darcy Gardner. You don't see that stuff off the ball, but that was brilliant teamwork.
Nobody on the mark, so he played on, kicked it to the outer side. Just a little errant in the kick, but nicely read by Will Powell, just forward to centre wing Stanley Street.
Has had a very busy start, wearing the long pink sleeves, Will Powell. With his right boot, kicks the Suns back into attack. Good use of the body from King. Nudged Andrews under the drop, couldn't complete the mark there. Now plays Rover and Zorko wraps him up.
Living dangerously.
Gold Coast have forced the ball down twice now out of the corridor on the rebound, so very good from Gold Coast to cover the corridor.
David Noble with you on ABC Sport as Moyle beats Draper for the tap. Taps close to the boundary. Petrarca tries to keep it in, but gave it up straight to Lester, who clears for Brisbane to a 2-on-2 on the wing. Beyond hands, McAndrew first to meet it there. Taps it to his advantage, but he has Morris for pressure. Does well enough to nudge it to Closey. Hand pass to Bodie Hewlin. Hands it along the ground to Collins. Hand pass misses Anderson on the wing, though. And now a 50-50 ball out there. But Anderson butters up to win it again for the Suns. 70 from goal. Kicks it into the oncoming pressure of Wilmot. gathers his own smother for the Lions, hands it to Rayner, hands it to Zorko, pinging off half back. Miss hits his kick to the middle of the ground. Dambrioli picks up for the Suns.
Gets through some traffic, traverses the outer wing again, couple of bounces, drills a pass into the chest of Ben King. Now he's a 45, well, he's better than a 45-degree angle, a tight angle to the right. He'll have to release this one from about 55.
And the third row. But what about Rioli, how clean he was there? You cannot tell you how good that is when you're a coach. He just picks it up, one grab, and he's gone.
5 disposals at 100% efficiency for Dan Rioli as Ben King comes in, releases from just outside 50. It's a high bomb, goal squared. Draper kills the contest and rushes it through. For the first score of the game, we've played nearly 7 minutes, of this first term, and the Suns have the only point.
Wilmot short kick in, marked by Bailey. Short pass to Levi Ashcroft. Bailey runs on, receives the hand pass. Gave to Dunkley and gets a third part in the chain. But he mishits his kick. Bailey in the middle of the ground turns it over. Ethan Reid picks up for the Suns. Floats a ball to half forward. Took a touch. Zorko there to gather for Brisbane. Called to play on. Kicks to Hipwood in the bullseye. Marks, swivels, bangs a 60-foot drop punt to the forward line. And cue Arthur's theme, because Charlie Cameron has marked 30 metres out, slide angle to the right.
About Zorko. Just didn't even think about anything but playing on, finds a teammate in the corridor and just opens up the Suns there. And good play on there. How Hipwood's 30 metres on his own, but one step bang, 65 you don't mind. It's Charlie running back with the flight.
So John Denver fans will be thinking, what, this is going to be different. If he kicks truly, it's a different song. It'll be the first goal of the game, and Charles Cameron hits the post. Hits the post on the right-hand side. It's a point apiece here at the Gabba. Meanwhile, second terms begun at Docklands, and North lead Geelong 7-2-44 to 1 straight 6.
So it's with Bodie Hewlin from the Gold Coast. He wanders out to the right back pocket and launches a long bomb to the outer wing. Fisted forward by Darcy Fort. Front and square was Ashcroft. His little left foot dinky kick was cut off by Adensall for the Gold Coast, and he takes it over the boundary line. And it'll be a throw in at left half forward for Brisbane in attack.
Left, I tell you, Pricey. He's too skillful for that. He's got to find that left foot there.
Good pressure around the ball, though.
It's good. It's very good from the Suns.
Plenty of pressure in this game. Only one behind a piece as the umpire throws it in. It's a short one. We don't like those. It bounced away from the ruckman. Picked up there by Jared Berry. Whistle on play.
90% of these throw-ins up here. What are they doing, these spindly arm?
No, they're concentrating too much on leg day, Acker. But Ethan Reid with the free kick at right half back.
A short pass marked by Ned Moyle. Interesting to see that Jared Witts has re-signed for 2 years, even though he struggled to play the number one ruck role, but the veteran given an extension by 2 years, which was announced during the week. Here's Moyle. Long kick from right half back to right half forward. Walter out the back. Oh, it had it on his chest, but spills the mark. Gardner Rose. Walter tackles ball up.
Well, I couldn't even tell the colours apart from here. I thought it was 4-on-1, but I was wrong.
Binoculars, Jason. You know, that helps. Yep. Roved here by Adensall for the Suns. Near the boundary on 50. Hooks it back to the goal mouth, but Gardner kills the contest. Oh, Rogers near the pocket. Keeps it in. Hand passes to Long. He's under pressure. Hands it to Humphrey. Hands it out the back. Hold on, John. Here's your cue. Oh, with Dad in the box. He's kicked it across the face into the point post on the full. Out of bounds. He was under pressure. He doesn't get a chance to kick a goal. And
he was tapping me.
Great that we've got Dad in commentary. Oh, that was a backman's kick, David.
Yeah. Around the corner, I reckon.
Drop punts every day.
Well, Ashcroft gets the free kick from left half back. Gee, that's a good mark taken in front of the pack. No, the umpire hasn't paid that. Oh, I thought it was a Gold Coast Suns mark, but...
Yeah, Tom Rotcliffe in the box jumped up and just pointed straight at David Noble.
We're very collegial here, Jason, yes.
Ned Moyle got the ball down to half forward. Tuke Miller spooned it out to Anderson. Then Bailey Humphrey had a flying shot, but it will go back there. For that was obviously the offload from the dummy half from Tuke Miller, the 4 times Choppers medalist. It's going to be a free kick, and it'll go to Lockie Neal. Sweeping handball to Bailey. Bailey measures a kick. Charlie Cameron a long way up the field, just in front of the Gold Coast bench. Forward to centre wing, out of side, takes a nice mark.
Point apiece. Low scoring opening term of this Q clash. Cameron kicks the lines deep, and Rayner flies in the pack. Couldn't take the mark. Hipwood tries to rove near the pocket, can't pick up, and Mac Andrew does enough to see it out of play. There was about 6 or 7 in that pack, and I know, Aki, you love it when Cam Rayner asserts himself like that.
He has big nights big days when he does this. He looks sharp early, look out, he'll kick a bag.
Boundary throw in with Brisbane deep in attack. It's, well, Moyle at the front, fought from behind. Miller does the roving, gets tackled, ball up. On the text, g'day to Brett from Canberra. Acker's a legend. Good to hear David Noble on the airwaves. Good calling. G'day to Morgan and his dad. They're listening in Bangalore, New South Wales. Go Suns.
Go up Will Ashcroft. Will Ashcroft did what Will Ashcroft does, but touched it on the way through. He had a flying dribbling shot from the left forward pocket. It went through but touched, so it's only the second behind the Bears or the Lions, 2 behinds to 1.
And quick exit. Noble kicks from defensive 50 to the wing. Anderson can't mark, controls his own crumb, wins the ball to hand it to Humphrey. Humphrey hands it to Noble, who's now up on halfway. With a bit of space to tap down, now uses his right boot to drive the Suns into attack. Kings on the lead, spoiled from behind by Andrews. Ball on the deck in the pocket. Answorth roves for Brisbane. Hand passes to McKenna, to Andrews by hand, and that handball goes out of play with young Annabelle in too tight confines to keep it in. Brisbane 2 points, Gold Coast 1 point. Yeah, Steve from Busso, he says, I've said for many years Brisbane draft kids from other states away from family and friends and gift a father figure in Fags to guide them. What a great man. Yeah, good text on 0437 774 774. Game 238 for Chris Fagan to break that record today as Bailey Humphrey tries to and does keep the ball in from the throw-in. Hands it to Rao, given to Noble, kicks it to full forward. Gardner punches the pack for Brisbane. Ricochet's in the hands of Andrews. He's tackled, got rid of it. Swooped on by Berry, or Grubber is intercepted by Rao. 40 from goal, he has a shot. It's across the face for a point. And boy, David, the pace and pressure is frenetic early on here.
Yeah, it's very good. I like the fact that Gold Coast are winning some ball inside 50 to get some shots on goal.
So 6 inside 50s to 7 in favour of the Gold Coast, but only 2 behinds apiece. Brisbane bring it back in. Will to Levi Ashcroft. He wants to go down the line, then goes the aggressive kick along the arc. Finds Zorko. This will be aggressive as well. Straight up the corridor. He finds Eric Hipwood, who was spoiled late by Powell. Gabba crowd wanted 50, nothing doing there. He's now standing on the logo. He feigned a handball, so called to play on. Chips it into the path there of Rayner. Rayner 70 from goal, lowers the eyes, lowing past, beautifully read there by Bodie Hewlin, though. Cut it off with a nice double grabbing defensive mark.
And kicks it backwards to full back. Charlie Ballard's got the ball. Chips it up the corridor to Took Miller. Won the Marcus Ashcroft medal for the first time. He's now got 4. First time when Gold Coast last won here at the Gabba, which was back in 2018. It's a wild kick, though, from the former skipper. Almost out in the full. It's been knuckled over for a throw in. Around the grounds, North 7-3-45, lead Geelong 3 straight 18. The Aussies still 3 down in the cricket, trailing by 124 at 3 for 104. Smith 39 and Green 11. And in the rugby, Australia 28, lead Japan 17.
Here at the Gabba, a couple of behinds apiece. Very tight opening here. It was Levi Ashcroft who got it back to Dunkley, kicked it inside 50. Hipwood did well to bring it to ground. Lohman overran it. At the ground level, Adensel gathered, tackled by a couple of them. How will the umpire adjudicate this? Held to him. So around about 35 metres out, very close to the boundary in the left forward pocket. Umpire throws it up quickly. Darcy fought, slapped it forward. It went over the boundary line. So it'll be a throw in just a little bit further along in the left forward pocket.
Hoff from Coomera says, I'm on the road to the Gabba running late, but loving the call.
Oh.
Well, you know what that's like. That's sort of your way, Dave.
It is, absolutely.
He's not running.
He's a hinterland man these days, with Dave Noble with us on time. Boundary throw in. Well, goes beyond the ruckman. Rayner roves out the back. 40 from goal. Centering kicks, a very smart play. Chipped it to the advantage of Hipwood. He could have had a shot on goal, but decides to carve off the pass. And Eric Hipwood is now turning his back on goal, so he is going to have a shot with the man on the mark 45 metres out.
It's a fairly bright boots out there, of which Cam Rayner has arguably the brightest. And remember last week we spoke about, can he get it? He's got the distance here, Eric. If he just got to kick it hard here. He does run straight, kick straight, which doesn't work that well for him. He needs to come off the line a little bit. He's a far better kick when he does that.
Well, there's the conversation. Can you have all 4 of those big guys, Draper, Fort, Hipwood and Allen in the team? And Hipwood with his left boot here. It's a pure strike from the paint. Beautiful goal. Really good kick.
Magic.
Well set up out of that stoppage. They're so dangerous, Brisbane, in their forward 50. You know, they've got great movement and be able to run that ball slightly defensive side of that stoppage and open up the open side, the fat side. Easy mark for Eric, and ended up being an easy goal from the stoppage.
It took 16 minutes to get the first goal of Q Clash 32. Brisbane 1-2-8 lead, Gold Coast 2 behind, Jason.
Yeah, they do like that umbrella around there, and they love it in their forward line, the lines. They know that they're going to score 43% of the time, so they're happy for it to be in there. That said, you still need your class, you still need to get the ball, and you still need to kick it, and you need to have your men out there. And always great when Eric can kick a goal like that, because he's actually more bankable from that far out than...
Do you reckon they can keep the 4 tools, Dave, going forward?
No. No.
Okay.
Interesting.
Zach Bailey. Great to have someone like Cam that can actually plough a route through there too on that stoppage.
Oh, yes.
7 disposals for Zach Bailey, 6 for John Noble and Matt Rowell as Gold Coast get the stoppage clearance. It goes forward. Oh, Anderson tackled from behind at centre half forward holding the ball. That's a really strong tackle.
With the pick up from Petrarca and then the handball.
You wouldn't expect anything else from Josh Dunkley. Beautiful work. He flares it just before centre wing on the outer side to Answorth. He plays on now. It's a long kick. Inside 50. Oh, dropping back. Darcy Fort got the better of his opponent in Charlie Ballard. Advantage by the fact he was playing in front and the kick dropped a little, but good strong hands. 35 out slightly to the left of centre.
Revelation. He's such a good player. He plays that back-up ruck role. He's done it for a couple of seasons now.
He's only missed 1 game this year, Darcy Fort. You think he couldn't get a game until Oscar McInerney got hurt late in that 2024 season.
7 goals, 1 for the year. Let's see what he does with this. From 40, laces it out. Over the top of the goal umpire's head. Second goal on the board for Brisbane. 2-2-14, plays 2 behinds. 2 goals straight, the lead 18 gone. First term, ABC Sport.
Well, Dave, that's the thing about Brisbane. They've got many ways to kick goals, many weapons around. Even ruckmen are kicking goals.
He's just become such an underrated, valued player for them. I think he plays a really key component of being able to provide that alternate option for them when they need to change up the ruck or to do something different forward. That's why I don't think they can play the 4 tools. Rather keep Darcy in and pinch hit him down forward and keep the speed up on the ground.
So are you thinking it's Hipwood and Allen playing for 1 role?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, interesting thoughts from David Noble here on ABC Sport. And as mentioned, I think he only played 4 games in the entirety of that 2024 season. Came in for the grand final, obviously for Oscar, and has hardly missed since then. Draper wins the tap in the middle of the ground, but Miller rose for the Suns, hands it to Rowell, hands it out through the wing from Adensel. Back to Miller by hand. Kick into the pocket. Long's the target. Gardner the sport. King roves for the Suns. Hands it to Long, and Long snaps the Suns' first goal from 25 metres out. Nice response from Gold Coast. And Ben Long is the first Suns goal kicker of the day at the Gabba. Lions 2-2-14. Suns 1-2-8. 19 minutes first term.
Matty Rowell was such a more dangerous player when he uses his legs to get out of stoppage and use his hands in that play, and the overlap that he created for Touk to get that ball in, to give Longy a chance at the ball, cleaned it up well. Great goal for the Suns inside.
And even Longy's pattern of his running, he's sort of coming back and across and ends up nearly taking that mark. But then King, who's one-dimensional, all of a sudden he's getting balls, he's giving handballs, he's creating goals. That is a good Suns forward line when he's doing that.
Matt Rowell with a game-high 8 disposals and 4 clearances already. We're back into the middle. Moyle got high above Draper, slapped it forward. Suns with a chance, but enter Will Ashcroft through the traffic. Even had an audacious bounce. Handball over to Dunkley. Under pressure, he dumps it towards centre wing. Awkward bounce away from Adensel, picked up by Annabelle. He gave it to the run of Will Ashcroft. Outside of the boot, pass was sublime into the path of Logan Morris, and he takes the mark under some pressure from Collins as well, close to the boundary, about 25 metres out.
If you want to know how to play Aussie rules footy at the highest level, look at that run from the halfback. That's a 55-metre run, and that's where you make your money and you make your mark. He will chuck it on the left slipper here. He's actually not bad in this spot with the left foot, believe it or not.
He's facing inboard Logan Morris, wants to curl it around with the left foot. He does so, hits it a little fat, gets into the opposite pocket, off hands, well roved by Noble, handball to McAndrew, then to Anderson. Anderson extracts the ball, and nice contest from Jasper Fletcher, brings it to ground, but no, he infringed. It's a free kick to the Gold Coast. It's going to go to Lockie Goulburn.
Left half back for the Suns in pink. Kicks infield to his skipper Anderson at centre half back. Transfers out to the wing. Closey takes the mark in space. Couple of steps, bangs deep. Good kick. Lombard mark 60 from goal. Plays on immediately with a chip to the pocket. King the target, but Harris Andrews says nah and punches it out of play. We've sort of started to use that a bit here because he just comes back and just goes, no.
He's good last game.
Yeah.
The OG last week. He's the super player. They've had some great battles too, those two.
It may be the last time they battle in a Q clash. Jason, boundary throw in. Gold Coast in attack. Moyle against Foot. Moyle does his roving actually. Hands it to Miller. Hands it out the back to Jeffrey. Gives it on to Lombard. Off a step from 40. Kicks to the goal mouth and beyond. He kicks a point, in fact. And the Lions lead by 5 at 2-2. To 1-3, 22 minutes first term.
You would have snagged that on your left, wouldn't you?
I would have. And what does he go for? If you're not going to go for goal, you've got to go to the top of the square.
Well, I didn't think it was a shot, but it scored in the end.
Poor kick, really.
Just floated through. Now, let's see what Zorko does here. He just saunters out of the goal square and then drops it on a dime for Jasper Fletcher on the arc. He honours the lead then of Hipwood. Hipwood gives it back to Jasper Fletcher, who kept running. Then another outside of the boot kick. It sort of scrubbed its way towards Lohman. Picked up by Adensel, tackled by Lohman. Ball spills to McAndrew. Then enter Matt Rowell, who put his head down, was taken high. He will get the free kick, but McAndrew was held previous contest. Crowd don't like it, but it was there. He now plays on. Long bomb towards Long, who battled his way to the front of the pack. Front and square, Bailey Humphrey. Good right shoe, curls it from 40. That is a ripper. Absolutely brilliant front and square work from Bailey Humphrey. That's what he can do off a step as well. And the Suns hit the lead. 2-3-15. Play the Lions 2-2-14. 23 gone first term.
Geelong starting to get going at Docklands. North's lead is now only 14 points, mid-second quarter there. Kangas 7-3-45, Cats 5-1-31. Jason Ackermanis and David Noble, your experts at the Gabba.
Goal out of nothing, really. Just and the turnover here in the midfield. The kick from Jasper Fletcher.
So Brisbane are targeting Hickwood coming up through the corridor. Like there was two. Zorko's picked him twice and they just missed that one there. The counter-attack was really good. But again, Gold Coast have got to be on Hipwood's tail when the ball comes in on a quick turnover because they're going straight for him in that open space.
Australia's still 3 down in Darwin. 3 for 112, trailing by 116. Smith 41, Green 17. Labuschagne, the most recent, departed for 31. Call on ABC Listen. Meanwhile, Wallabies 35, Japan 17. 15 minutes to go in the rugby test. Suns buffeted it forward from the stoppage, but Fletcher intercepts at half-back for Brisbane. Hand pass to Annabelle got taken high. Free kick to Dan Annabelle, who's one of 15 Queensland products playing in Q Clash. There are 8 for the Lions and 7 for the Suns, and I reckon when these academies set up, and you could have told the AFL, you'll have about a third of the 2 playing list with locals. That's, I reckon, what they aim for. It's a pretty good look of what the game's done. Kick to the wing. Dunkley gets a free kick. Plays on with a hand pass to Will Ashcroft. Kicks to the pocket. Moa Morris is double teamed. And Moyle getting in front of him takes the mark for the Suns in the left back pocket. Gold Coast by a point at 2-3 to 2-2. 24 minutes first term.
Be the highest ever, wouldn't it? Queensland players.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it, Jace?
Wonderful.
Kick towards commentary wing. Ben King worked his way in front of Harris Andrews, then dropped what he might have taken. Petrarca picked it up. He's done 2 360s, so 720. He's still got rid of the ball by foot. Umpire said play on. Through hands now. Gold Coast have got to run. Here's Adensel. Kicks it to a 2-on-1. Beautifully picked off by Darcy Wilmot as Ben King throws the hands out and says, what about me? He goes left, Wilmot to find Berry.
Kicks it to the edge of the centre square. Lester marks just behind the wing. Transfers a short pass too high for Cameron. Over his head, so Petrarca mops up for the Suns. Then Cameron tackles him. Petrarca drops the ball. Play on. It's socket inside 50 by Zorko to the pocket in Draper's area, but he had to play tackler. And boy, when he tackles, Doesn't he tackle? Even though Big Ned Moyle's a fair fight, he went crashing to the deck, and the umpire immediately calls ball up. So the big men pick themselves up. Now they tangle at ruck time. Oh, Draper, great tap down to Cameron, who's under pressure. Tackled by Rioli in the pocket. It's back underneath that pair, and the umpire will come in once more to affect the ball up deep in Brisbane's attacking zone.
Threw it up quickly. Draper, Moyle over the top, propelled it towards the boundary line. It'll go over, so another throw in the left forward pocket.
You know what to say, Pricey? When there's 3 ball ups, the umpire gets nervous, starts. All of a sudden, there's a free kick out of nowhere.
Just watch out for that. Held behind the play, free kick. Let's see what the boundary umpire does here. Throw in, left forward pocket for Brisbane. A little short. Draper gets rid of Moyle at ground level. Dunkley, handball to Levi Ashcroft. It skews off the side of the boot. Good contest. Collins v Morris on the boundary line in the right forward pocket. Off hands. There'll be another throw in.
ABC Sport, it's Saturday footy here in the twilight zone on a gorgeous August afternoon come evening here at the Gabba. Quentin Hull, Michael Price, Jason Ackermanis and David Noble bringing you Q Clash 32. Boundary throw in, Brisbane in attack. Ruckman share it. It's punched back from whence it came. It goes out of play. If you want to get in touch on the text, 0437 774 774.
This number 5.
It's number 5.
More nervous.
Oh, here you go.
You get real nervous.
David's buying Jason's theory of the stoppage and then the free kick. Off clean possession, Draper. Tackled by Moyle, though. Just got rid of it. Allen picks up, gives to McKenna, who has a snap. Misses near side for a point, but it is a score, which levels the score at 2-3 apiece. And we've got the Bears in the retro kit. And I don't know, Pricey, on the scoreboard, is that the Atari or the Commodore 64 types of...
The font.
The font, the graphics. It's the old computer game graphic on the screen here.
Bears versus Suns. So Noble. Beautiful long kick towards outer wing. Couldn't be brought down. Neil Rove for Brisbane was tackled off it there. Going through his Adensel. It bounced off his hands. Back to Neil. Handball backwards to Zorko. He tries to measure a kick towards the leader, Charlie Cameron, a long way up. He gathers, wheels around onto the right foot. Oh, drills a pass. That is magnificent towards Cam Rayner. He had to get down low to receive it, but Charlie Cameron, laser pass, and Rayner's going to have a shot at goal. 40 out, but he's on the boundary line, left forward pocket.
Anything can happen here with Cam Rayner.
Is he drop punting it or is he snapping it from here?
He's drop punting it from there.
Want to be. With those boots.
And Dave, by the way, Jason is not a fan of the modern snap punt for set shots at goal.
Ridiculous.
How's your thought process on it?
Sort of with him a bit.
Yeah.
So Cam Rayner in the very fluoro boots goes across the arc from just inside 50, launches a long one to the line, fisted forward at ground level. Brisbane have got some numbers there, and it's Oscar Allen who picked it up, but he's immediately tackled at the top of the goal square. There is 10 players around. Umpire throws it up quickly. Draper tried the kick out of mid-air. It just went to Collins. Collins flicked it to Goulburn, who takes it over the boundary line, and it's going to be the end of section for an exciting first quarter of Q Clash 32. It is the Bears 2-3-15 against the Suns 2-3-15. Goal scorers easy to add up here. Hipwood's got 1, Darcy Fort's got 1 for Brisbane, and for the Suns it's Bailey Humphrey and Ben Long.
So all square after the first term here. Repeating earlier today, St Kilda got the better of Richmond by 49 points. So they stay in the race for the wild card for the time being. St Kilda 14 goals, 10-94 to Richmond's 6 goals, 9-45. Of course, for the Saints to get into the wild card games, they need to beat Gold Coast next week and hope that Carlton lose its last 2 games. But as it stands, the Saints are still alive. North Melbourne now only 7 points in front of Geelong.
Let's keep the goal.
The Kangas got the jump there, but we're now, 5.5 minutes of playing time away from half-time. So deep second term at Docklands. North 8-3-51 to the Cats. I didn't see what the breakdown of what their 44 points.
Goals,
7
goals, 2, I think.
I think it was, Jace. Yeah, it's just gone off the screen for a moment. 7-2-40. Yep, 7-2-44. So call available on ABC Listen. You can just toggle between the AFL buttons. On Sport Extra right now, you can hear Australia versus Japan in the rugby. There's 10 minutes to go in Townsville. Wallabies 35, lead Japan 17. Meanwhile, on the red button, you can hear the cricket. And Australia is 3 for 116, still trailing Bangladesh by 112 runs. Smith, 42 not out, Green, 19. Those dismissed in Australia's second innings. Head out for 17 after Weatherald made a 3-ball duck. Played on in I think it was the second over, or the first over, may have been. No, it was the second over. Labuschagne made 31. So Weatherald naught, Head 17, Labuschagne 31. Smith not out 42, Green not out 19. Australia 3 for 116 in deficit by 112 after Bangladesh was all out for 426 earlier today, with Josh Hazlewood taking 6 wickets. And in the NRL, late on, tight finish there too. Canberra 24, lead Cronulla 20. To come, it's Parramatta and North Queensland next, and then the Broncos play the Warriors later this evening. But here, quarter time in Q Clash 32, it's 2-3, 15 apiece. You're listening to Saturday Footy on ABC Sport.
Don't fight the static. Hear ABC Local Radio crystal clear on the ABC Listen app. Download now.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Rayner Roves out the back, 40 from goal, centering kicks, a very smart play. Chipped it to the advantage of Hipwood. He could have had a shot on goal, but decides to carve off the pass. And Hipwood, with his left boot here, it's a pure strike from the paint. Beautiful goal. Real good kick.
He plays on now. It's a long kick. Inside 50. Oh, dropping back. Darcy fought, got the better of his opponent in Charlie Ballard. Good strong hands from 40. Laces it out. Over the top of the goal umpire's head. Second goal on the board for Brisbane.
Back to Miller by hand. Kick into the pocket. Long's the target. Gardner the score. King Roves for the Suns. Hands it to Long, and Long snaps the Suns' first goal from 25 metres out. Nice response from Gold Coast.
Long bomb towards Long, who battled his way to the front of the pack. Front and square, Bailey Humphrey. Good right shoe, curls it from 40. That is a ripper. Absolutely brilliant front and square work from Bailey Humphrey. That's what he can do off a step as well. And the Suns hit the lead.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Top 4, the carrot for the Brisbane Lions, and pride and bragging rights on the line for the Gold Coast Suns. It's 2-3-15 apiece. Quarter time at Q Clash 32. Quentin Hull welcoming you back to the Gabba. Jason Ackermanis and David Noble, your experts. Boy, the game at Docklands has changed, though, even during the around the grounds and the housekeeping at quarter time here. The Cats are now in front. They lead by 5 points, 9-2 to 8-3. And that's an interesting one. Geelong 9-2, 56. North Melbourne 8-3, 51. But here, Jason and David, tell us your thoughts on the first quarter of footy.
Well, it's all happening. Pressure's good. You know, both teams were struggling to score early, but it doesn't take much with quality players to get shots on goal. That's it. I'll do like the Zorko he's at 207 metres gain. The only one better than him is your son, which is 232. He has been lighting them up through the middle when he gets the ball. Generally, it's a scoring attack, and they are off and out. But there's not much in it, and there's lots to like if you're a Suns fan, and the Lions are going to have to earn everything they get today, Dave.
Yeah, they are. I really like. It's interesting, the two contrasts we sort of talked about before the game. So the Gold Coast Suns will end up using a little bit more hand to get yardage in their ball. So their metres gains is just slightly off on Brisbane's. Brisbane will kick the ball a little bit more, coming back into the corridor. They've been able to access that a little bit too easy at times. What I do like is that Gold Coast have been able to shut down some of those balls at times with quick pressure. We talked about before the game, if Gold Coast can have that proactiveness in that defence and they can maintain it, I think they're able to build some of that pressure as they go.
And here's the dogma in the stats. Suns plus 20 with the handball, Brisbane plus 12 with the mark.
Yep.
So as we expect, Lions like to play that keepings off with the chip mark game, and the Suns want to try and get that movement through the hands. So interesting there.
Looking at here, you're looking at Ethan Reid, who's about 202 centimetres, playing on Dan Annabelle, who's just normal-sized midfielder. The game is crazy.
It's like blitz up, so.
Yeah. Second term about to get underway. Here's Michael Price.
So Moyle versus Darcy fought. Call it a draw, but it's gone into the path of Anderson. Trying to extract the ball. Will Ashcroft. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Kai Lohman. No, it's going to go backwards now to Tuke Miller, who was knocked over underneath that pack. He is just forward a centre half back. He takes off. It's a wobbly kick in the Ethan Reid direction. He's got too much height there for Annabelle. Gets it forward to centre wing. Chips it to right half forward. Oh, getting there late. Couldn't quite get it. Adensel. Handball backwards now. Bailey Humphrey outside the arc of 50. He retreats even further to Tuke Miller. Under pressure from Will Ashcroft. He lobs it towards the pocket. It was Ben King spoiled by Harris Andrews. It spills towards the arc. Annabelle gets there first. He's tackled by Ethan Reid. Where the arc meets the boundary, the umpire will come in and throw it up.
Brisbane in the Bears strip. The Suns in their pink. And I'll tell you what, it's taking a while to sort of work it out. When we get to that half dark, half light of the twilight, you're looking forward to that, Michael?
No, not really. Not
anyway, free kick to Fort at half back for Brisbane. Hands it to Bailey. Runs and then boots it. Oh, beyond everyone on the wing. Mac Andrew first to meet it for the Suns. He's close to the line and Oscar Allen tackles him over for a throw in.
Good tackle there from Oscar. That was the best kick there from Zach Bailey.
Expecting 33,000 fans or thereabouts on what is just the most sublime late Saturday afternoon here in the Queensland capital. Fort at the front of Moyle. Ruckman share it again. Oh, Fort follows up. Hand parcel stolen by Moyle, or did enough to neutralise at least. Rowell now goes in over it for the Suns. He's accosted by Dunkley. Ball hard to win in there. Bailey picks up. Anderson tackles him. Hand pass, too hot for Zorks. He had a fumble. Rioli comes through. Hand pass stolen by Cameron. And eventually they're out of the stoppage there. High kick from Charles Cameron to half forward for Brisbane. Allen Rose, but Andrew tackles him immediately. Great pressure from both teams. Ball up on attacking 50 for Brisbane.
I like Gold Coast scrapping. They look better when they're in that mode.
It was a good tackle from McAndrew and not to give away a free kick. And yet again, Matt Rowell extracts the ball, but he had a bounce and it didn't come back to him as kindly as he wanted it. He was then tackled by Dunkley.
If you bounce the ball, it's prior opportunity.
All day it is, but the umpire said no, and the Gabba crowd don't like it either, Q.
It's just a mistake.
Umpire throws it up quickly. Darcy Fort propels it towards the boundary line. Anderson buffeted out of the way from Bailey. Tuke Miller picked it up and he's tackled into the ground there by Dunkley, and to add insult to injury, it was a push in the back. And Tuke Miller, the most medalled Q Clash player, he's got 4 of the Marcus Ashcroft medals. He peels off a very aggressive kick to find Matt Rowell into the corridor, the run of Will Powell. He takes it inside 50. At the back there was Bailey Humphrey using his strength. In fact, it was Jeffrey. Sorry about that. No tats. He gave it back to Humphrey, then to Leonardo Lombard. Hooks it around the body towards the goal square and off hands. Ben King takes it. No, is it going to be a free kick?
Yep.
It will be a free kick. It'll go to Darcy Gardner. Ben King played on, kicked the goal, but it was all done in the one action. It's going to be a free kick to Darcy Gardner.
King chopped Gardner's arms in the spoil, so that's why Gardner gets the free kick. He dishes a short pass to Wilmot in the right back pocket, and he'll hold things up. Darcy Wilmot uses his right boot to drive the Lions towards the outer wing. Andrew too big in a 2-on-2 contest. 2 grabs for Big Mac, and he takes the grab forward of the wing for the Suns. Have started well at the Gabba. 2-3-15 apiece early second term. Mac Andrew puts Gold Coast back into attack. Wilmot got in front of the leading King. King punches away, but Rowell's roving 50 from goal, chips it back to the goal mouth. There's a free kick going the Suns' way.
That's a poor decision.
It's against Fletcher.
And it's going to be Lockie Goulburn who's going to receive the free kick for Gold Coast, 35 metres out directly in front.
It was just an honest contest, and then the bodies went everywhere. He's just protecting the ball there, I think. Fletcher, that said, this is not a certainty, but it's a straight in front of goal, if you don't mind.
So one of 7 Queensland products in the Gold Coast team. There are 8 in the Lions team in this Q Clash 32. Lockie Goulburn from Burleigh to the Gabba. He's missed it to the right. It's a point, but it gives the Suns the lead. 2-4. Yes, the scoreboard just updated. 2-4 to 2-3. Suns in front.
They take a little while. There's a little bit of a time lapse for the scoreboarders. Zorko goes straight up the middle. Harris Andrews takes the mark. He's 40 from his own defensive goal. He chips it to centre half back and finds Charlie Cameron, who's doing a lot of his work in the defensive area in the second part of the season. Lovely kick. Found Froggy Lester just beside the centre wing on the outer side. He chips it back into the middle to Will Ashcroft. He gets it to the lead of Lohman. Couldn't take it on the first grab. It was Dunkley who got it back. Froggy Lester got the handball away. Levi Ashcroft. Now he gets it to Morris. Morris from 40 from the boundary. This kid is brilliant. Logan Morris. What a finish. The third goal for Brisbane, 3-3-21 to 2-4-16. Scrappy play leading up to it, but boy, bit of class at the end.
That's the pressure of Gold Coast, I think, is forcing these errors. That said, actually, those type of kicks, Dave, when you're sort of running towards the line across your body, actually a little bit easier to control. You still need to kick them, and they are a classy finish, but he's a good player, that Logan.
It's just a great finish. You're right, Price. He had that little bit of time. He took that stutter step to balance and was just able to line up where he wanted to aim, I reckon, at that right-hand goalpost, and it just drew beautifully back in there.
David Noble with you on Saturday Footy on ABC Sport. Logan Morris kicked 7 goals earlier this year to not only set a new high watermark for goals kicked in a Q Clash, but he claimed the Marcus Ashcroft medal on that occasion as well. Centre stoppage, Draper down to Neil, hands to Dunkley, hands to Will Ashcroft. The old firm get the lines out of the middle, and Zork runs off half-back to receive the hand pass, drill the pass to the leading Allen, who marks on the lead in front of Andrew.
Wasn't an easy mark either. They're dropping right where right at your waist.
Draper, Neil, Dunkley, Zorko running off half-back, hits the leading Oscar Allen. That is just the template.
Better than last week. They could not buy themselves a centre square clearance for the first half last week. They are much better early on today.
So just the 10th game of the season for the relatively new Lion, Oscar Allen. And where does he fit as we get to the meaty end of this 2026 campaign? The former Eagles skipper. Slight angle to the left. Mac Andrew looks disconsolate on the mark. He hasn't even got his hands up. He looks so angry. Allen with his right boot kicks the goal. I reckon Mac could have shown us a bit more on the mark there. Body language was pretty poor. Anyway, Allen kicks the goal. 2 in a row for Brisbane. 4-3-27 leads 2-4-16 before Jason David. Half-time at Docklands, and the Cats have really burst through that second quarter after North had the best of the start of that game. Half-time there, Geelong lead by 7 points at 10-4-64 to 9-3-57. Jason Ackermanis, David Noble.
What are you worried? I mean, they're getting well beaten now in the centre square, the Suns. What do you want to see here to get? I mean, everything else has been okay. Tackling's been okay. Ball movement's okay.
You just got to nullify the cleanliness of what they did in that last one. You've got to add that pressure to give the backs a chance to spoil the ball. So you need that pressure around. So hopefully the defensive mechanism in the centre bounce comes to part in this one.
So we're back into the middle. Moyle decisively down to Rao. Rao straight inside 50. Lester brings it to ground for Brisbane. Petrarca picks it up, tackled by Lester. He let loose the ball. Darcy Wilmot to Draper through traffic. Got a handball away. Dunkley tackled by a couple. Still extracted it. There goes Rao at ground level again. He dived on it though. The umpires pinged him for it.
And Levi Ashcroft gets the free kick. He had the whistle in his mouth before. It's very frustrating.
You've got to be very frustrated when you're used to a bloke that's as dogged as Rao going in. 6 clearances already. But it's going to be a free kick to Brisbane. Little 9-iron chip in the path of Berry from Levi Ashcroft. Berry made it look good by getting away from Lombard. He kicks a speculator. Semi-cut off there by Noah Anderson. In fact, he did well. The handball to Bodie Hewlin. Backwards inside defensive 50 to Dan Rioli. And he extracts it and finds Jeffrey.
At left half back, hand passes to Powell. Kick around the wing, bounced in front of the leading target. Walter did enough to touch it before it went out of play. And these days, you can't just touch it, you've got to try and tap it in, or the umpire will ping you. That is not sufficient intent to keep the ball alive by Jed Walter. And a free kick to Darcy Gardner on the wing for Brisbane. High ball to half forward. Allen's got 2 to beat. Ballard was in the hole. Made him earn it. Ballard couldn't mark, but Raoul Roves kicks towards half forward for the Suns. Humphrey's down after that pack, and it's locked up as Lester Roves, and he's tackled by Walter.
friendly fire.
Couple of bodies getting banged into there as the ball's tossed up between wing and left half forward for the Suns, but Ashcroft comes away. That's Will, front of the pack for Brisbane, has a bounce, gets to the wing. Shinzi's kicked to half forward, or Collins picks up brilliantly for Gold Coast, but his hand pass did Ballard no favours whatsoever. Allen was hot on his hammer. Allen makes the tackle, no prior. Ball up at right half forward for Brisbane. The Lions lead by 11 points.
You have it.
It's a hot footy. Draper slaps it forward. Cut off there by Jeffrey. Tackled as he lets loose the ball. He got a handball away, but the umpire has said that he had illegally disposed of the ball. So it's going to be a Brisbane free kick. It's going to go to Jared Berry.
Couple of full-time scores for you. Australia's won the rugby test over Japan. Wallabies 56, Japan 17. And that league game finished up Canberra 24, beating Cronulla 20.
Here's where I get really confused. The outer zone umpire can clearly see in that instance that he has handballed the ball. And as we've seen the last few weeks, the outer zone umpire has overruled. Yet they won't do that knowing that the player has released the ball legally. I don't get it.
No, I don't get it either, David.
Fix that one.
Have to agree with you as Jared Berry comes in. He launches it from the arc of 50. He's pushed it right, one behind, 28 plays 16. So 2 goals the margin, 11 gone in the second term.
And repeating 7 points the lead to Geelong at half time over North, and Australia 107 behind at 3 for 121 in Darwin, with Smith 44 and Green 22. Short inbound. It's Adensall in the left back pocket, kicks to half back. Powell wins his own crumb for the Suns, hands it to the middle of the ground, space for Humphrey to have 1 and 2 bounces through the cricket pitch. Uses his right boot to kick to the forward pocket. Doesn't do Walter much of a favour there. It's just wide of him and it rolls out of play in the pocket.
The idea's right.
Yeah. Frustrating. Right. King or Walter. He just need to be a better kick.
Yeah.
The entry was to space, but too much of it for Jed Walter to get to it.
The risk's worth trying to get in the corridor to Powley then to be able to give it for that cleaner entry.
Throw in, Suns in attack, Moyle to the front, taps down to Petrarca, tackled immediately by Lester and lost it. Picked up by Berry on the deck for Brisbane, hands to Will Ashcroft, rides a bump, hand passes to defensive 50. No one there though for the Lions. Adamsall for the Suns, they're going backwards, but they've got the ball, the man in pink. Hand pass goes from Collins to Rogers, pass off the chest of Petrarca, but ricochets to Rowell, rush ball to full forward, and Ben Long's on the end of that and takes a chest mark on a floater, 25 out straight in front.
House footy, good turnover, Lux of fortune, bit of a left, it's a scrubbing kick, but you love your forwards when you just set up like that and you're ready to go, you're in front.
Absolutely.
He should kick this. It's only, 30 metres out straight in front.
Well, highly encouraging pressure from the Suns here. And they need some reward for it. Ben Long's already got 1 goal. And that shot is to the left from straight in front. That's a bad miss.
Coach killer.
For a forward of his calibre. Brisbane lead by 11 points. And, Wilmot's going on a zipping run, but a short pass to Levi Ashcroft on the kick-in.
50.
Oh, hold on.
Well, what's going on there? Somebody's gone through the...
It's a...
So Long left. So Long had the contest. Long left to take the outside 5 metres. The umpire didn't see it. Lombard comes through. They get pinged 50.
It's a tough penalty to pay as Levi Ashcroft went out to Fletcher. Fletcher to Ainsworth. Ainsworth long inside 50. Here's Draper with the fly, front and squared. Allen tapped it backwards into the path of Bailey through traffic. Connor McKenna curls it around with the right foot. It's floating, but cut off there by Ethan Reid, who chips it forward, and he's found Adensall, is it there?
Yep. He's the all pink. He's got pink boots, pink socks.
It's all happening. So the chip inboard, missed the target, exploding onto it. Lockneil, who had more time than he thought.
Rob Pants.
And curled it around with the right foot, but not far enough. Acker, 1 behind. Could have been anything. 29 plays 17, back to that 2-goal margin in favour.
No point for that. You're running straight, kick straight, just kick a drop punt.
Yeah, could have done better there, Lockie Neal. Mind you, he's got 1 more Brownlow than you, Jace. So.
Yeah, but I got another premiership. I can actually kick 4
goals. Look, you only got to poke at the Bear today. On the day the Bears are playing, he just responds. Well done, Jace. Now, what do we got? Footy on the outer side. Tuke Miller's got the ball.
Never done a handstand, can I say?
No. No, he hasn't done a handstand. But mind you, you didn't win a best and fairest at the Bulldogs. He's won best and fairest at 2 clubs.
Yeah. Well, I left at 30.
Yep.
He left at what, 25?
We're not going to get anywhere here. I'll go back to the footy. It's
like
Brisbane leading by 2 goals. And what's David pointing at? Hold on. Kick from Bodie Hewland. High towards half forward for the Suns. Big pack. Off hands, near the pocket. Dunkley's tackled immediately by Jeffrey. Ball up. What have you seen, Dave?
Just the fact that I think Gold Coast could all of a sudden start to use a bit more short ball to get a deeper entry.
Reid, clean possession against Draper, but then his kick under pressure is out on the full. So it's a free kick, and Ryan Lester will take it at right half back for Brisbane. It's David Noble and Jason Ackermanis, your experts. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. As the Lions chip mark, Levi Ashcroft sharing it with Bailey across half back. Next kick goes towards the wing, and Cameron takes the grab.
Just rolled out of the bench there, straight on the ground.
And kicks back infield to Levi. He's getting a few cheap ones here. Kicks it back to co-captain Andrews. Harris Andrews. Yeah, this is the old hockey play, Pricey.
Yeah.
Share it in the back line. Come towards us.
Exactly right, as Levi Ashcroft plays on, has the bounce, and then chips it to Dunkley on centre wing. Drops what he might have taken, recovers, gets onto the right foot looking for Neil versus Tuke Miller, and they conspire to take it over the boundary line for a throw in at right half forward for Brisbane.
Steve Smith is out in Darwin. I'll give you the score in a moment.
I bet you he wasn't happy about it either.
Out for 44, caught and bowled by Mahidi.
Oh, they're doing well.
4 for 122.
Throw in, Darcy Fort. Down to Charlie Cameron. His handball cut off by Noah Anderson, who did well. He gave it to Petrarca. Petrarca fisted forward. Jakey Rogers tackled. He got the handball away. Reid back to Anderson through traffic. He handballed it to centre half forward. Free kick. He dealt with after he got rid of it, Anderson. So it's going to be a relayed free kick. It'll go to the Gold Coast, and it'll go just inside forward 50, the true centre half forward position.
Take a shot from here.
Leonardo Lombard is the man who's going to come up with the ball.
Interesting when chatting to Jeff White, saying when he made his debut, he reckons this guy's got the highest ceiling of all the academy recruits from the Gold Coast. He reckons that this guy could be something pretty special.
Well,
Leo Lombard.
Yeah, he's built like a brick toilet, isn't he, though? For a 19-year-old man, he is absolutely huge. Comes in, launches from just outside 50, strikes it reasonably well, but it slews off to the right. Darcy Fort dropped it. Got the handball backwards under pressure, and that was designed to be rushed through, and it was. 29 plays 18, back to an 11-point margin in favour of Brisbane.
Very quick release from the Lions. Levi Ashcroft on D50, hands it to Bailey, who runs through half-back, and the Lions immediately turn defence into attack, but the kick is poor. It goes beyond the target of Draper, and Ballard at left half-back takes the mark for the Suns. Kicks infield conservatively to Miller. Marks and transfers across the arc of 50 to right half-back, where Powell takes the mark, has space to stroll through right half-back for Gold Coast. High kick to half-forward, Long and Gardner engage, ball to deck, roved by Goulburn of the Suns, 60 from goal. Kicks to Rogers in the corridor, good piece, Berry spoiled late, legally according to the ump, and the Rovers pile in on the spillage and force a neutral. Gee, that was a good late spoil.
Not quite long enough.
Oh, he had a good piece of it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good piece of it. As the ump comes in, chucks it up. Moyle taps down, but Berry rose for Brisbane. That'll be a last disposal against him, though. He's clearing kicks of wobbler. And straight over the paint at left half forward for the Suns. So Gold Coast with the free kick. Brisbane lead by 11 points at 4-5-29 to 2-6-18. 18 minutes played, second term, as the light is starting to fade in the twilight at the Gabba.
Close he played on, kicked it inside forward 50. Off hands. It lands into the hands of Hipwood, who kicks it forward. Off hands there. Bailey tackled. Held for a very long time. Got rid of it. Tuke Miller. Handball forward to Petrarca. Oh. He's tackled off the ball. What a monster tackle from Hipwood. Free kick, and they play on with advantage. Goes from Neil out to Will Ashcroft. To the outer wing, Logan Morris. Rayner's running forward. He was looking for him, but cut off by Sam Collins, and he gives it now to Noah Anderson.
And now the Suns back the other way. Hands it to Lombard, hands to Hewlett, hands to Noble. Forward to the bullseye. Kick inside 50, hits Long. He's 45 from goal. That was a great slingshot on the Brisbane turnover, but still it's a tough ask for Ben Long. Slight angle to the right. He'll have to kick 50. It's not the deepest of entries, Dave, but they got it there.
They did. Petrarca's got to have a go at that. Inside 50, he's as good as there is at taking those two steps to nail that ball. again, they've got their defence set up really well, Gold Coast, to be able to rebound that ball, and now Longy has another shot.
He'll take a good kick. He sliced it off the boot right, and it's lucky to score. A behind for Ben Long, who's kicked 1 goal, 2. Brisbane lead by 10 points, 4-5-29 to 2-7-19.
Well, it's brought in very quickly there by Darcy Wilmot and short to Will Ashcroft. And the Gold Coast Suns with 23 inside 50s for only the 2 goals. They're wasting their opportunities as Ashcroft plays on. Kicks it to 2 Brisbane players who spoil each other, but he goes back and fixes it himself, does Will Ashcroft. Gathered, handball across. That's a free kick for downfield. It will be. Zorko was dealt with late, and he's going back to let Jed Walter know about it too. Charlie Cameron gets the free kick. He's 60 from goal at right half forward. Now he's just going to lob it into a massive pack. Flying at the back was Lohman. Off hands it. Nicely picked up there and handballed away there by Dan Rioli, but he put Noble under pressure yet again. He let loose the ball and it's stuck between a couple of them. Noble acts as tackler as Logan Morris gathered the ball, and the umpire will come in and throw it up about 20 metres out, directly in front of the Lions' goal. Draper tried to grab it out of the ruck, but dropped it. Dan Rioli picked it up, tried to extract, cut off by Zorko. Flying shot under pressure to the top of the goal square. Logan Morris and I thought I heard a whistle on play. Nothing happening. It's going to come off the hands of Logan Morris and it'll be a rush behind. So it's back to 11 points the margin. 30 plays 19, 21 gone, second quarter.
Had a lot of numbers free there, Q, too. They just poor kick in there, a bit too deep.
Bodie Hewland very deep. Powell 1-on-1 against Zorko, and Zorko flew to spoil off hands out of play.
I was saying that just that 15-20 out, they had like 5-on-1. They could have easily raffled that. Just went to the wrong side. They're little things they'll clean up, Brisbane, if they want to make the most, unlike the Suns with their forward entries.
Ball tossed in. Still attacking half for Brisbane. Nice tap down by Moyle, but Zorko rose. He tripped himself up under pressure from Anderson. And the ump says, well, ball it up as the 2 number 15s untangle themselves. G'day to Leanne from Cairns. She's tuning in from the pub at Chillago. Go the Lions on the text. Clearance Lions off that stoppage. Bailey receives a hand pass, tackled, handed to Levi Ashcroft. Short kick to Cameron, not 15, so he has to play on with a quick kick. Hipwood crashes through Collins and play on to advantage. It was a Gold Coast free kick, so Powell does. Hands it to Rioli under pressure, just got rid of it. Cleaned up by Anderson. Under pressure, hands it to half-back. Reed taps cleverly to Goulburn, and the Suns do get out of it. He's got space to run through right half-back. Lockie Goulburn, great outside of the boot kick, marked by Lombard on the edge of the centre square near the logo.
There's some good footy being played under pressure here. A few mistakes, but it is enthralling to watch. Hope you're enjoying the call. Lombard went to go inboard and then flared it out towards the boundary, just forward a centre wing on this commentary side to find Goulburn. Lions have set up well in front, so he's going to go long into the pocket. Darcy Ford advantaged by that kick, though. He read it early, took the mark, and then chipped a dangerous one to the arc to Will Ashcroft, who made it look good. Handball to the run of Zorko, straight up the middle. Charlie Cameron, minute afterburners, and then the outside of the right boot was not the kick required. Sam Collins read it nicely, pressured off it, though, by Lohman, who entered late and did well. The ball spilled towards Ballard. He was tackled there by Logan Morris, so it'll be thrown up about 30 out from the Lions' goal. They lead by 11 points.
The best part of that passage of play was not Charlie Cameron's finish, but your little roadrunner, Mimmy, because that's what he did. He just screwed up the kick. Ball goes to the middle of the ground for the Suns, and Rogers picks up for Gold Coast. A little outside of the boot kick, sets Long at target. He's got Draper for company. Both of them miss it first time. Then Long follows up to tackle Draper. Play on. Fletcher's got it. Tackled by Miller. Great heat in Q Clash 32. We'll see a ball up.
Yeah, the ruckman took that tackle on. The ball came out. It's holding the ball.
Oh, he dropped that cold.
Yep. But
Gold Coast have got a lift here.
Tossed in the air. Oh, Moyle tapped it only down to Draper, but he dropped it. Kicked off the ground by Will Ashcroft. Bailey gathers it. He's tackled, though, by Jeffrey. Got rid of it somehow. Cleaned up by Rioli of the Suns. Hands to Anderson. Hand pass to half-forward, turned over. Stolen by Wilmot of Brisbane. Hands to Fletcher. Handed to Zorko. He took a while. Got rid of it, but the hand pass went to Rogers of Gold Coast. Kicks it to King in the pocket, and Ben King marks.
Grab.
30 from goal.
Super grab.
Very good grab.
Now, we need to kick this. That said, it's a tired bodies out there late in this second quarter. It has been hot and relentless.
Just love Brisbane test you every single time they end up with the ball. You've got to be on your game. They're just going to keep coming and coming and coming.
The tackle pressure's been fantastic so far from the Suns.
Must kick goal for a man deployed in this role. Key forward, take mark, kick goal. Ben King's done one and completes the other side of the task and narrows Brisbane's lead to 5 points. Goal 56 of the campaign for Ben King, his first of Q Clash 32. And it's Brisbane 4-6-30 to Gold Coast 3-7-25. Jason Ackermanis and David Noble.
Pressure's just been exceptional.
Yeah.
I think Brisbane in that 7 to 12 minute period, that 5 minute where they got those couple of goals, and I think the last 3 or 4 minutes, Acker, Gold Coast have just been able to maintain that level again to force that additional shot on goal. They should have another 2 on the board.
Yeah, let's kick 7 points and they could easily have had a couple more goals. But the pressure builds, momentum builds, shots builds, entry. So everything, and even the speed in the offense to defense on both teams. Talk about testing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good game.
The pressure is on here in Q Clash 32, and forward go the Gold Coast. Rao with the clearance and his handball. Zorko came in to confront him. Matt Rao took him down and Zorko theatrically went to ground. He gathers and drills a kick just beyond centre wing that, well, set it up for Dunkley, but he was spoiled very heavily. The ball kicked off the ground. Will Power cut it off for the Gold Coast. It spills to the arc, right half forward. Bailey went through traffic beautifully. Handball back to Dunkley. Off a step. He kicks it inside 50. McAndrew at the back. Nicely flown by Bodie Hewlin. Skimmed off his knuckles towards Ballard. The handball forward got cut off there by Hipwood. It's dribbling towards the goal line and it goes through. Frenetic bit of play again. 31 plays 25, so it's an even goal the difference in favour of Brisbane with nearly 27 gone of this second quarter.
I will say this, we have seen Q clashes at this house where Gold Coast's pressure has been able to last 2.5, maybe 3 quarters. That's the question now. Can they keep going? It's been a great effort from the men in pink so far. It's coming back in from the kick in, though. Will Ashcroft has a bounce on 50, spears it to an open goal mouth. Rayner gathers. He's pressured by Goulburn, beats the tackle, snaps on his left, and makes the Suns pay for the turnover on the kick in. Cam Rayner's first, and it all came from, well, an ambitious long kick in, which was turned over, and the Lions rush it back forward. And it's a 2-goal lead for Brisbane at 5-7 to 3-7, 27-minute second term.
Red time goals, aren't they?
Red time, they kill you. I wondered if Wilbur actually saw him. That said, I mean, he usually does, Wilbur. He doesn't miss too much. It was a worm-burning kick, but even Rayner had to take on one there, chucked on the left slipper. Very good on the left. You don't see him a lot in field play, but when he does, he is quality. That said, I did say to you, Q, he had a couple of shots early. He's looking dangerous, and he can kick a bag. You
are a bit of the Rayner barometer, Jace. You've got to. It's Acadamus when it comes to when Cam Rayner's on, and we've got a cinch. He might be on tonight, Pricey, according to Acadamus.
If he kicks one now, he'll kick a few more.
So, well, Rowell yet again extracts the ball for the Gold Coast. Kicks long inside 50. Spoiled was Ben King. Jasper Fletcher front and square. He kicked it forward. It was a little chip, but it was cut off by John Noble. He measures a pass to the arc and finds Bailey Humphrey. He's 55 from goal. He's only a few metres in from the boundary. With around about 30-odd seconds left of this second quarter, he's going to go back and board. Flares it to the left to Bodie Hewlin. He centres the ball to the top of the goal square looking for Big Moyle. Off hands, it's extracted by Brisbane and Jared Berry's kick.
A rush ball, though, is intercepted by Jeffrey. A tumbling mark, 45 from goal, with time on the fly in the second term. If he takes his allotted 30, the siren will sound before he kicks, and it will be the last play of the first half.
Good kick. You have to be.
Is he allowed to go on the arc?
Now let's make sure he's all lined up here. Yes, there's a field umpire behind him and on the mark, giving him the angle. Man on the mark is about 47 from goal. So Joel Jeffrey will have to kick best part of 50 metres, 45 degrees to the left. Last play of the first half to narrow Brisbane's lead, to halve it, in fact, from 2 goals to 1. Jeffrey with his right boot. Strike looks okay. Journey, yes or no? Was it on the line and punched in? Yeah, but it was across the face, and the Lions players are giving each other a high five. They prevented a score. It just died on the trip, didn't have the journey, and that is half-time after a pretty frenetic and pressure-filled 2 quarters of Q Clash 32. Brisbane lead by 2 goals at 5-7-37 to 3-7-25. It was tied up at 2-3 apiece at quarter time. So Brisbane kicking 3 goals for to Gold Coast's 1-4 in that second term. We are yet to get a multiple goal kicker in the game. All singles. The 5 for Brisbane are Hipwood, Fort, Morris, Allen and Rayner. And the 3 for the Suns are Long, Humphrey and King. Just before Jason Ackermanis and David Noble, let's get around the grounds because there's plenty happening. Third term is underway at Docklands after North gave the Cats the slip at the start of that game. Geelong now leading by 2 goals at 70-58. So call available on ABC Listen. You can toggle between the 2 games on the AFL buttons, but Geelong now early stages third quarter, 11-4-70 to North Melbourne's 9-4-58. Earlier today it was St Kilda by 49 points over Richmond, so the Saints are still mathematically in the race for the wild cards. To come this evening, Hawthorn against Collingwood and Port Adelaide against Melbourne. In the cricket, Australia is still 92 runs away from making Bangladesh bat again. Yes, I said that. I can hardly believe myself. 4 for 136 Australia in its second innings. So if you missed the story of the day, Bangladesh kept batting. They made 426 in the end. And Australia 4 down for 135. At the crease, Cam Green 32. Alex Carey is 5. After Weatherald was dismissed for naught. Head made 17. Labuschagne 31. Steve Smith, the most recent to depart, gave a return chance to the spinner Mahidi, and the catch was taken. Smith out, caught and bowled for 44. So call available on the red button of ABC Listen. Australia in big strike there, 4 for 136, trailing by 92. Les Kiss has started his tenure at the Wallabies with 2 wins in a row over Eddie Jones's Japan. Final scoreline in Townsville, Wallabies 56, beat Japan 17. And in the NRL earlier today, Canberra beat Cronulla 24-20. Currently, no, that game hasn't started yet, so a couple of minutes away. Parramatta and North Queensland next. In the AFLW today, North Melbourne defeated Geelong by 73 points, and Collingwood and Richmond have just started. Collingwood 1 straight lead, Richmond 3 behinds. In the W, Gold Coast and the Bulldogs to play as well later today. Okay, Acker and Dave, tell us about the first half of Q Clash 32.
Well, it's funny. I'm thinking not only is it a great defensive game, but how strong and good you have to be to stand up in the tackle. And the Suns have not only made tackles, they're standing up, and that's creating a lot of opportunity. Forgetting the back and forth and the really quick defence in the offence come through the corridor. It's been exciting footy. The Suns, though, really, outside of just poor goal kicking, they have been in this game across every single facet that you can measure.
They have the couple of things of interest to me. You look at how both teams, we sort of said about taking yardage. I think Gold Coast's defence have been really solid when the Lions have actually got the ball in their D50 trying to counter-attack. I think the Gold Coast defence are in really good position, better than I've seen for probably 2 or 3 weeks, to be able to turn that back over. It's not quite a front-hove turnover, but I just love the way that Brisbane are just going to keep coming. They're just, with their speed, the quick kick-ins, the quick plays from stoppage free kicks at times. Gold Coast have got to be a bit more alert to being able to restrict that a bit. Could be a level game. You know, Goulburn kicks that goal, Long kicks that goal. Mind you, Brizzy, could also have probably another one on the board when they got it down there. So it's really paused as an interesting defensive half. It'll be interesting to see if this opens up.
Yeah, it usually does late in the third at least, but the handball receives from the Suns are good. They really shut down the Hawks last week in doing that in their little short 45s. This week, it's not been that easy. The Suns have just been so aggressive. The running patterns have been enormous. Chaos footy everywhere. It's going to be an interesting second half. Can the Suns get back in the game on the scoreboard? Really, that's the question so far.
Thank you, David and Jason. So Brisbane by 2 goals in a tight first half of Q Clash 32. On the SMS, the number to get in touch is 0437 774 774. And here's one that I had to fix as well. Chappie from West Hobart texts, can the ABC gentleman confirm how Daniel A. of Brisbane has his surname actually pronounced? I'm hearing both options across multiple media. It's spelt Annabelle, but I believe he prefers it Annabelle. You've been around the system as well, Dave. Can you?
So.
Yeah. So it's pronounced, may I say, contrary to the way it's spelt. Because I had seen his name and I thought it was Annabelle.
Yep.
As in Hannibal the cannibal.
Correct.
But no, it's Ding Dong, the bell tolls for Daniel for Brisbane. So thank you for that, Chappie of West Hobart. Mind you, we sometimes get players who are too shy to actually correct other people, but I'm pretty sure that...
Like old mate who was sitting in the chair there.
Ackermanis.
He just put up with Ackermanis for a couple of years before
but
he
people
decided.
pronounce their A's differently, don't they?
That's true.
Yeah.
It could be just a South
Yeah, but it's
Australian
Annabelle, isn't it?
Yes,
Dave.
my understanding.
Yeah, so thank you for that text. Chappie from West Hobart, 0437 774 774 is the number to get in touch. So much happening on this Saturday of sport on the national broadcaster. Thanks for choosing to spend some time with us at the Gabba. It's been a good game. Hopefully we get a good second half as well. Brisbane lead by 2 goals at the long break. We'll be back after a trip to the newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. Victoria has confirmed a Phillip Island little penguin has died from H5 bird flu. The dead penguin was found in the Greater Phillip Island region and away from where the daily penguin parade occurs that attracts visitors. Chief Biodiversity Officer Dr James Todd says the detection of bird flu on the island is concerning, but work is already underway to begin a mass vaccination program of the thousands of penguins that call the island home.
We know that little penguins are iconic and highly valued by Victorians. And for that reason, we are working as a priority to protect those colonies.
Western Australia's Premier Roger Cook has described the preference deal struck between the WA Liberal Party and One Nation in the Secret Harbour by-election as a toxic coalition. Labor candidate Georgia Tree officially launched her campaign for the seat today, following the retirement of Labor Minister Paul Papalia. Last month, Liberal leader Basil Zemplis said any result which sees Labor lose the seat would be considered a win for the Liberals. Roger Cook says One Nation has a track record of not delivering for Western Australians.
And it's a record the opposition leader has endorsed by sending Liberal Party preferences to One Nation. He knows the only way that he can govern in WA is through a toxic coalition with One Nation, with the Liberal Party as the minor partner.
US President Donald Trump says Americans shouldn't be worried about higher fuel prices because it's the cost of ensuring that Iran never has a nuclear weapon. Speaking at a police academy in New York, Trump claims that he will soon be declaring the Strait of Hormuz a US territory. The closure of the strait in the wake of the American and Israeli war on Iran has pushed up the price of fuel around the world. Trump says higher petrol prices are worth it to defeat Iran.
When you have to pay a little bit more, you're at $4. It's okay. I mean, it's I'll never apologize. I did the right thing. But you just have to remember that what we're doing is a great service for the world, not only for ourselves, for the world. And we're really doing a great job. Our military is unbelievable. The blockade is unstoppable.
Authorities in Indonesia say rescuers are racing to recover victims and evacuate residents from the city of Momara on Flores Island after a massive earthquake that's killed at least 2 people and triggered a tsunami warning. Larry Buttrose has the story.
The 7.7 magnitude quake struck off the coast in Indonesia at a depth of 15 kilometres. Footage from the National Search and Rescue Agency shows emergency teams in Mamera soaring through debris in a destroyed building and retrieving a body. Tsunami waves of less than a metre were recorded in several areas of the Southeast Asian nation before the tsunami warning was lifted about 3 hours after the quake. As well as the 2 deaths, at least one person is so far known to be injured.
Back home, and authorities have uncovered about 300 kilograms of cocaine that was hidden in a tractor that was imported to Melbourne in a shipping container. Fraser Five has the details.
Australian Border Force officers discovered the cocaine hidden in a shipping container carrying 2 tractors and machinery parts that was shipped to Melbourne from Germany via Panama. Authorities say an X-ray of the consignment on Monday identified anomalies, and a further inspection found the illicit drug in 6 large boxes wrapped in blue and black tape. The Victorian Organised Crime Task Force is investigating and is still working to identify those responsible for the importation of the illicit drugs, as well as the intended recipients. The Australian Federal Police want to speak to anyone who has information about the consignment.
Police in Brazil have recovered 8 illustrations by French modern master Henri Matisse that were stolen from a library in the city of Sao Paulo. The works, with a combined estimated value of nearly $300,000, were found at a home south of the city, and a 44-year-old man was arrested at the scene. During the robbery last year, 2 thieves overpowered a security guard and an elderly couple visiting the library before making off with the artworks through the main entrance on foot. To sport, and St Kilda's faint hopes of securing a wildcard AFL final spot are still within reach after their 49-point disposal of Richmond at the MCG. The final score was 14-10-94 to 6-9-45. The Saints will now be hoping for Carlton to lose to the Western Bulldogs tomorrow in order to keep their own season alive.
I don't know what I'm going to find here.
Discover a vault filled with all the cases, all the crime. It's dangerous.
You don't trust anyone.
Shetland, The Capture, Treasure and Dirt, and so many more.
You can't say I didn't warn you.
Stream now on ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Froggy Lester got the handball away. Levi Ashcroft. Now he gets it to Morris. Morris from 40 from the boundary. This kid is brilliant. Logan Morris. What a finish.
And Zork runs off half-back to receive the hand pass. Drill the pass to the leading Allen, who marks on the lead in front of Andrew. Allen with his right boot kicks the goal. Got rid of it, but the hand pass went to Rogers of Gold Coast. Kicks it to King in the pocket, and Ben King marks. 30 from goal.
Super grab, very good grab.
Must-kick goal for a man deployed in this role. Key forward, take mark, kick, goal. Ben King's done one and completes the other side of the task and narrows Brisbane's lead to 5 points. Goal 56 of the campaign for Ben King, his first of Q Clash 32. It's coming back in from the kick in though. Will Ashcroft has a bounce on 50, spears it to an open goal mouth. Rayner gathers, he's pressured by Goulburn, beats the tackle, snaps on his left and makes the Suns pay for the turnover on the kick in.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
The moments that mattered in the first half of Q Clash 32. Welcome back to the Gabba. Or just a hint of natural light left on what has been the most gorgeous of winter Saturdays in the Queensland capital. My name is Quentin Hull. Brisbane lead Gold Coast by 12 points. 5-7 to 3-7 at half-time. The Lions can't afford a slip-up. They've got top 4 to play for here tonight, and then they go to Melbourne to play Collingwood at the MCG next week. All manner of teams around that top 4, top 6 looking at things, and context as well with the Adelaide Crows getting beaten last night. So basically Brisbane's fate is in its hands, barring some type of ridiculous scenario where Melbourne has 2 massive blowout victories. So if the Suns can't win tonight, well, and then the Lions win next week, Brisbane will basically stay inside the top 4 unless Melbourne can win 2 games and make up 10 percentage points or thereabouts. That's unlikely, but you don't like to rule anything out in sport these days.
No.
Meanwhile, Pat Dangerfield's just kicked a goal as Geelong is looking like overcoming a tardy start against North Melbourne. The Kangaroos led handily at quarter time, but now it's the Cats by 14 points there. Geelong 13 goals, 785 to North's score, which has just disappeared off the screen. North 11, 571. There, Jack Darling's kicked 3 for the Kangas. He's the most prolific goal kicker on the ground. 2 goals for Manor, 2 goals for Blitzarves. We've had Jay Pod, now we've got Jay Polk, the replacement full forwards for the Cats. Polkinghorn's got 2. Edwards has got 2 as well. As mentioned, Darling 3 for the Kangas, 2 for Simpkin, 2 for Larkey, but Harry Sheasel's been ruled out of the rest of that game. Sorry, I don't have the exact detail, but he's not playing. I'll chase and see if we can get anything there, but not good news for the young Kangas star. Bailey Smith leading all disposal winners on the ground with 25 touches. So that's a bit of a précis of what's going on there. Geelong leading by 14 points, but no Harry Sheasel for the Cats for the rest of that game. St Kilda, by the way, speaking of machinations around the ladder, they stay in the hunt for the top 10 for now. They beat Richmond by 49 points. The Saints have got a better percentage than Carlton. So if the Blues win one of their last 2 games, they're in. But if the Blues lose both games and St Kilda beat Gold Coast next Thursday, the Saints are a chance of snatching 10th spot. All of those scenarios which keep us on our toes. Thanks to Akash in the studio who's just sent me a note. Cheekbone injury for Harry Sheasel is the likely outcome there. So that's not good news for the young star for the Kangas. Cricket, Australia 88 in deficit at 4 for 140, getting closer to stumps on day 3 in Darwin. I think there's about 23 minutes of playing time left in the day. Australia 4 for 140, Green 34 not out, Carey 7 not out. And repeating, the last man out was Steve Smith for 44 after earlier Weatherald was dismissed for naught, Head 17 and Labuschagne 31. And in the rugby, Australia 56 over Japan 17. I'll give you the latest from the W as well. Second quarter, Richmond's in front there. Richmond 2-3-15 lead Collingwood 2 straight 12 in that AFLW game after North flogged Geelong by 73 points earlier in the day. The Lions emerge from the rooms. The Suns are out there. We've got Jason Ackermanis and David Noble on task. Great to have Dave with us at the back end of the season here on ABC Sport, the former Kangas coach. 2 goals the lead for Brisbane, and not every instalment of said serial has the same ending, but one trend that we have had, it's a bit like how predictable things get sometimes at the end of home and away. You know, there's a car crash or there's someone who gets sick. You know, you just know what's happening at the end of a season at home and away. Generally, the longer we go in Q-Clash games at the Gabba, the Lions have a good 15 minutes and blow the Suns out of the park. Is that going to happen tonight?
I think it can. It's been threatening, can I say. The Lions and the Suns have had good looks, and hasn't been just a plethora of scoring, which is a credit to both sides' defence, but it can happen, and the Lions' potency in the forward half can just get on top of the Suns. They'll need to bring it, Dave, all game, because they won't get anything easy, the Suns, neither will the Lions at this stage. But it's not an easy task up here, and they can certainly kick a mountain of goals if you're not ready.
Yeah, they do. If the game opens up, that would be my concern, that Brisbane are able to get access to that corridor too quick for Gold Coast to be able to stifle some of the movements that they've gone. However, I have liked the fact that there's probably a handful of times where Gold Coast have taken that risk to come back in the corridor. It hasn't quite cleanly paid off, but it actually has paid off. And if Gold Coast can counter occasionally a little bit quicker and catch some of the Lions defenders off guard a little bit with the speed, I mean, they've got some really good use through the wing, half-back, Rioli, John, in particular Will Power, who's got good range. They can counter-attack quickly. You've got to have that right mindset, though.
Now, Will Ashcroft's had 19 disposals. He leads all comers. 18 for Bailey, 16 for Zorko. That's the top 3 for Brisbane. Rowell 17, Hewlin 12, and Noble, Closey, Anderson and Miller, all 11 for the Suns. Inside 50s, Gold Coast +4. Contested possessions, Gold Coast +11. So they're winning a few of the key parameters, but it's Brisbane by 2 goals going into the second half. Hope you can enjoy it with us. Here's Michael Price.
Draper versus Moyle. Call that one a draw, but Rowell yet again gathers, and well, there's a whistle on play. It's going to go back to Bailey. I didn't see that. He was taken off the play. He's going to get the free kick. Handball to Leicester. Leicester now a long bomb inside 50 through the hands of McAndrew. Powell at the back, tackled by Lohman, taken onto the ground. And gee, he's had a split second. That is as hot as you can get. I don't think he had any prior, but Brisbane will get the free kick from the tackle, and it's going to be Kai Lohman from about 35, 45 degree angle to the right. Gentlemen.
It's a hard job, but I wonder if that's the umpire who didn't give holding the ball when, who was it, had a bounce in the first, he thought, oh, I better make sure I get Pryor right.
Yes.
And now he's just overcompensated.
Bit quiet so far tonight too, Kai. He's kicked a bag most of the games up here.
He's only had the one disposal. This will be his second. Kai Lohman, the showman. Can he impact on the scoreboard? He lets go from 45. Boy, he was lucky to impact on his boot. It slewed off to the right, out of bounds on the full. It was a sack and a free kick in the left back pocket to the Suns.
And Dan Rioli's going to inbound for Gold Coast, looking pretty in pink in this twilight turn night fixture. No one on the mark, so he rolls on and chips it on the head of Bodie Hewland. Late arriving spoil from Bailey, who wins his own crumb for Brisbane. Hands it infield to Dunkley, hands to Wilmot. Hands it 1-2 exchange there with Leicester. Wilmot with the kick, and up and under to full forward. Off hands, Rioli does the roving at the back. Got tackled by Levi Ashcroft holding the ball. And that one probably was there as Dan Rioli took him on, but Levi put on the clamp to win the free kick in the right forward pocket for Brisbane. And in the Bears number 10, it's Ashcroft L with the ball in hand. On the night where they award the Ashcroft M medal, where Ashcroft W has won it previously. There's more family affair than Mary J. Blige here.
That is a good song.
Left-footed snap for Levi Ashcroft from the right forward pocket, and he's kicked the goal.
Good pressure.
Brisbane by 3 goals at 6-7 to 3-7. David Noble and Jason Ackermanis.
Rolled out of the back of that stoppage. Unfortunately, there's your Pryor.
Yeah, he had enough time there, Rioli. He's been very good all night. That's the only real blemish. That said, that's what Brisbane will do. They like that. A bit unlucky not to take that bit of a hang, and terrible kick on goal there from Kai Lohman. But he looks, if he gets into the game, look out, he'll kick 3 or 4 and a quarter. That said, this game's got everything, but tackling all game from both sides has been exceptional.
We've watched the battle of the brothers in front of goal. Will's sort of taken a bit of a jump of recent weeks. They were level a couple of weeks ago, so that's now goal 11 for Levi. Older siblings got 14 for the year, so
I reckon older siblings got a few more bragging rights at the moment.
Just a
couple of norms.
He's had a couple of years extra to do it, hasn't he?
It's quite the point. We're back into the middle. And Ned Moyle again, just high above Draper. Beautiful tap down into the path of Noah Anderson. Inside 50. At the back of the pack, King couldn't drag it down. It's tapped in front of Bailey Humphrey. Flying shot from the right pocket. Across the face of goal, one behind. Could have been the immediate answer. 43 plays 26. It is now a 17-point margin in favour of Brisbane as they bring it back in quickly.
Now, brother-in-laws combined there. Speaking of family fare, Zorko's kicked to Leicester. Leicester kicks it in field. Wilmot has a fumble, but Zorko cleans up. Hands it back to Leicester, who's got it at right half back for Brisbane. Tumbling ball to the wing. It evades Dunkley. It got stuck between the long, spindly legs of McAndrew. He eventually gathered it in his hands, and Dunkley makes the tackle right in front of us. On the boundary line here, on the members' stand side, we sit among the vultures on this gorgeous Brisbane evening. Moyle got rid of Draper. Clean possession. Great work at ruck time from the Suns. Big man kick to half forward. Petrarca marks. Hands to Lombard from 60. Kicks beautifully to the advantage of King. Great transfer of the footy. And King on the fat side leading to the pocket had no one near him to mark 30 out.
Nothing you could do there. Great transfer. Quick handball. Another handball received, Dave, and then he just had too much space and time. You've got to make that work. That said, this is where they've fallen down, the Suns. They've got to kick straight.
I'd like to see Petrarca get into the play a bit more too.
But upfield, maybe in the midfield, he seems to be out of the stop.
Centre bounce, push forward, and then rotate someone back into the midfield.
Really important kick for the Suns. King just to the right, 40 metres out. And he's kicked the goal. He looked a little nervous as if he'd missed it near side, but that's the second goal for Ben King. And just as the Lions threaten to stretch away, Suns pulled one back. It's 11 points the lead to Brisbane at 6-7, 43 to Gold Coast's 4-8, 32.
Such a good set shot he is, King. Just goes back, beautiful technique. Very rarely misses. He's always ahead of the ledger.
He's kicked the last 2 goals in the game for the Suns. So he's up to 57 for the season now.
One-dimensional, it doesn't matter when you kick him like that. Just keep kicking it to him. Moyle has got on top here. Draper's got to do something. He has dominated the last couple of these stoppages.
Well, he's battled both ruckmen. He's got 23 hit-outs to 17 combined from Draper and Fort, as Ned Moyle. Let's see how he goes against Draper here. Draper won that one, but it was flicked back by Noah Anderson. Got it forward of the contest. Cutting it off there was Zorko. Theatrically fell over. Umpire wasn't buying it. Picked up by Tuke Miller. Gets it inside 50. Read best by that bloke who said nup. That is Harris Andrews. Handball forward to Leicester. Straight up the corridor. Rayner to Zorko by hand. Back to Rayner. He kicks it to half forward. Charlie Cameron engaged Powell before the ball came. Now at ground level, he's got the afterburners. Can he control it? No. He tapped it forward, picked up by Connor McKenna. The outside of the boot was brilliant. Got it to Logan Morris. Handball backwards to Hipwood. Confronted. Handball back to Levi Ashcroft. Confronted. Back to Hipwood. Got his boot to it as he was falling over. It worked. Picked up by Lohman, and a skied shot across the face of goal. It bounces. A little bit of Keystone Cops going there, but it bounces over the boundary line to be a free.
One kick out.
It was out of bounds on the fall. So
Eric Hipwood looked like a Mario Kart that hit a banana peel.
The splits.
He just slipped. Oh, Collins' kick-in's terrible. Cameron takes it in the opposite pocket, hands it to the goalmouth for Lohman, draws a man, hands to Morris, and Morris makes the Suns pay by snapping the goal from the goalmouth. A horrid mistake from the Suns on the exit. 2 for Logan Morris, and Brisbane, well, it was a comedy of errors that cost them a goal a moment ago, and now the Suns return in kind with their own madcap shenanigans, and Brisbane go back to a 17-point lead.
What they're trying to do, just Mac Andrews, poor kick, and then Charlie with the unselfish handball, even more unselfish from Kai Lohman, and then Logan Morris doesn't miss him from there. That is
self-inflicted there.
Yeah, that is a poor turnover, and they made them pay, so they should.
Got to move on from that. Got to move on quickly. Need a clearance out of this next centre bounce.
So Logan Morris equals last year's career high total of 53 goals. He's had 53-42. So he's had 22 more shots than he had last year. But it's back into the middle. Gold Coast with yet another clearance. Anderson, and then it dropped short. Jed Walter got in front of Darcy Gardner and met it full-chested. Takes it 35 out directly in front.
He's quick. He's hard to stop. And that free run, that again, David Noble, that is a centre square clearance you want.
It is. And he's on his toes. Since he signed his contract, Acca, this guy has really come to the fore.
Isn't he?
Making a presence.
Playing like a man who knows he belongs. Jed Walter drills it. Good answer from the Suns and reduces the lead. It's back to that 11-point margin. The Lions 7-7-49 to the Suns 5-8-38, and we've played 8.5 minutes of the third quarter, Q.
3-quarter time at Dockland, so North's found a couple of goals there. That's a really tight game. 1 point the lead to the Kangas at 3-quarter time. So I'll keep across that for you if you want to hear it. Toggle the AFL button on ABC Listen.
Can't emphasise how important that goal for Gold Coast is off the back of what happened down in defence. They were trying to release the ball to the open side, but like from a team morale, Acca, it's now put to bed pretty quick.
As I've said, this guy has the potential to become the Isaac Heaney of the Gold Coast, Jed Walter. He's got the good looks, he's got the game. He's going to be a superstar if he continues on the trajectory. As the ball's thrown up in the middle, Will Ashcroft tackled by Moyle. Great work from the big man to lock it up and force a neutral.
I like Will, but have a bit of a fumble there.
Chucked in the air again. Moyle beats Fort And charging through, Lombard for the Suns. Gets it onto his right boot to Walter. It was Adensel, in fact, coming out of the centre for the Suns, my apology. And Walter takes the mark. There he is, playing alpha and grabbing at 45 from goal.
He is again. Great hands. Big, strong boy he is. He'll make the distance easily. And doesn't this help if he kicks her? There'll be 3 on the trotters in set shots. Talk about morale.
Slight angle left. He'll have to kick from 48 metres out. Walters heads over it, but he pushes it just to the left. Good strike. It went through at post height, but it's a point, and Brisbane lead by 10.
Transfer to the far side. Berry's on here. Can they go coast to coast?
Well, he's confronted. He had to go around to the right of the mark. It's a long kick to a 2-on-1. Connor McKenna was blanketed by Closey and McAndrew off the hands of both, and it goes over the boundary line. Yep, umpire says that's fair, and then will be a throw in just between centre wing on the Stanley Street side and left half forward for Brisbane. Once again, congested that side of the ground. Throw in goes to Darcy Fort versus Ethan Reid. Fort got it down, picked up there by Will Ashcroft. He just let the ball loose. No disposal to speak of, but the umpire says play on. It was picked up there by Berry. His handball missed Lohman. Like a tracer pull, it was going through. There was Matt Rowell, propelled it forward, cut off by Zorko. His dribbling kick to Ashcroft Will, back to Ashcroft Levi. He centralises the ball to find Froggy Lester behind centre wing. He's standing beside the centre square. He retreats even further to the arc of 50. Let's find Noah Answorth, and he kicks it now forward to Zorko, takes the mark from the point of the centre square. He bought the umpire. Bought that, and Zorko, whatever he's selling, that was cheap.
Adensel hadn't stood and grabbed him when Zorko was going to play on.
He played on, he went to the arc of 50 and had a long-range shot. Oh, Zork, the magician. And he salutes the crowd. He is the barometer. And Dane Zorko extends the lead after that 50-metre penalty, 8-7-55 to 5-9-39. 16 points the margin after 12 minutes of the third quarter.
We talk about momentum there, Dave.
Yep.
And that you missed that set shot, goes down the other end. Very soft 50. No one can stand the mark, and Zorko, he can drain them still at 38,000 years of age. He's still got it as he goes to the bench for a rest. He salutes the crowd, probably his family, I would think.
Well, for all those years, and he may be getting on in age, but I bet you his memory has not dulled at all of the draft after draft where Gold Coast said, no, we won't want you. No, we won't have you. He kept winning best and fairest for Broadbeach and then found his way to the Lions, and here he is kicking a goal. Fort clean possession for Brisbane out of the ruck, but his rush kick to half-forward intercepted by Bodie Hewland of the Suns. Hand passes to Miller. Hands it wide to left half back. Closey receives and rakes a Greg Williams 25-metre handball to the wing. Adensel picks up. Hands it to Skipper Anderson. Near the boundary. Left foot kick high to half forward. Ben Long's got a couple to beat. Fort with a chop of the arms. No play on. Lombard does the roving anyway for the Suns. Great kick to centre half forward. And it finds its target. Mark is taken by Jeffrey. 50 from goal despite the light arriving pressure from Berry. And I tell you what, Bears yellow against Suns pink was sort of tough in the sun. It's even worse at night time. My word.
You haven't even mentioned the numbers colour.
Oh, dear, the white numbers on the pink.
Help you out.
Yeah. Anyway.
He's going to back himself in. I know he's got the range. Can he kick it straight?
And this is the part of the game where Gold Coast so often has lost touch against Brisbane. Another really important kick here. Journey perhaps the test. It's 55 out for Jeffrey, giving it a high, deep ride with his right to the goal line, but Darcy Fort's there on the goal line to punch it through for a point. Brisbane's lead is 15 at 8-7-55 to Gold Coast. 5 goals, 10-40.
There's a bit of a scuffle there, a couple of players down.
Yeah, just a little bit of Tuke Miller versus Froggy Lester. Or Ben Long involved there, sorry. And the ball's kicked towards Closey versus Dunkley. Closey gives away a free kick just forward of right half back.
Still going on.
Now there's a 50-metre penalty has been called.
That's from that. That's from the Long and Froggy Lester wrestle that's been going on.
Okay, so that was called from the centre of the ground, nowhere near where Dunkley was. Now he comes up towards the logo, tries to measure a pass to Conor McKenna. It went over his head, well roved by Noble. Handball backwards to Adensall, forward to the arc to Rowell, then through to Touk Miller into the middle of the ground, and Jake Rogers tackled by the veteran in Leicester, who held on for dear life and got the free kick against the youngster.
Turned the wrong way.
Oh, Darcy Wilmot awarded the kick. He was a late entrant. He took off, kicked it towards the goal square. Off hands, nicely marked there. Double grabber by Charlie Ballard.
Touch there. I thought Rain had a hand in that one.
Saturday AFL on ABC Sport here at the Gabba. Andrew, his hand pass missed. Noble in the pocket. Lohman comes through, picks up the crumbs, pressured by Noble in the pocket, gets on his right, swivels and snaps across the face and just a behind in the end. But yet again, the Suns have almost gifted a goal by a mistake in the teeth of goal. Lions by 16 points, 15.5 third term.
Coach killer, that is.
Just have to keep their intensity, regardless of these little errors. They have to keep their intensity up in the game.
So Closey puts it out to the left back pocket to Collins and goes past for the handball received. Drills a pass to Ballard, standing on the arc. Cam Rayner standing the mark for Brisbane. Ballard's looking back across goal. It's a dangerous kick. It finds John Noble. The outstretched arms of Conor McKenna notwithstanding. Noble chips it forward to Collins. They're retaining the ball inside their defensive 50, the Gold Coast Suns. Sam Collins, as Acker says, just looked like he stepped off his Harley. Just kicks towards the outer wing. Good contest. It was Moyle who brought it to ground. Got it to Jeffrey. Jeffrey handball over to Anderson, who chips it forward down the line. Leo Lombard flicks it forward to Jake Rogers. He's right half forward for the Suns. Puts it into the pocket looking for Walter. Overcooked the kick. Missed everybody. And it goes over the boundary line beside the point post. In the right forward pocket for the Suns, there will be a throw in. Lions by 16 points.
Sam Collins is probably the only guy who could look mean getting off a Harley dressed in pink.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Oh, that mustache.
I do love the Suns pink.
Me too.
But maybe not on this visual feast we've got tonight. Moyles had a great night in ruck. He got first hand again there, but doesn't find a rover. Will Ashcroft's immediately tackled. Bears, as the scoreboard says, 8-8-56, Suns 5-10-40, and it's up there in the Mario Kart graphic as well. So the old retro fit numbers there. I'm waiting for a change of score and it should flash like the old TV vision. Levi Ashcroft with the clearance from the pocket, rush ball to half back. But won by Humphrey of the Gold Coast. Hands it to Noble under pressure. Hands it to Jeffrey. Flicks it over his head to the pocket of Rogers. Centering kicks a grubber. Well gathered by Dunkley of the Lions. Hands it to Levi Ashcroft. Gives it back to his co-captain. And Dunkley bangs a clearing ball, but straight to Hewland in the middle of the Gabba, who's in the pink of the Suns.
So Bodie Hewland just forward of centre circles. In fact, every player on the paddock is forward of halfway now. Hewland. It's a long kick towards the pocket. Big pack, Bailey Humphrey at the back for the Suns. Skims off the knuckles there and taken over the boundary line by Darcy Gardner. Left forward pocket. It's going to be a throw in, and it's a very congested forward 50.
Yeah, they could do better with these entries. That's not the best kick you'll see. Yeah, plenty of time and space. A lot of numbers, set up well, the Lions.
Too long.
Here's the throw in. Draper versus Moyle. Draper tried to grab it out of the ruck and then tried to kick it out of midair. Wasn't successful with either attempt. Picked up by Rayner. Got a handball away despite the present. And the umpire says, Q, you're dead right. He flicked it out. It was the offload rugby league style. And it's going to be a free kick to the big man, Ned Moyle. It's going to be about 40 from goal, 45-degree angle to the left.
He's having a really good game.
Yes,
agreed.
And look at that. Chase, tackle, pressure, gets rewarded. You don't often get a reward when you're that big.
27 hit-outs, 3 clearances with his 7 disposals, big Ned Moyle.
Kicks this goal, though. Don't the Suns need it?
They trail by 16 points. He starts his run up outside the 50-metre arc. Will release from 45. Let's go. Geez, he struck that well, but he's pulled it just a little left, one behind. 56 plays 41. It is a 15-point margin in favour of the Bears/Lions.
5-11 now for Gold Coast. I'm Quentin Hull. He's Michael Price, Jason Ackermanis and David Noble with you for Q Clash 32. Bailey receives the inbound, but he kicked to a contest on the outer wing. Off hands and out of play. Let's check Docklands. Cats leading by 10 points there. That game's early stages final term. Geelong 15-10 100. North Melbourne 14-6 90. But the old Danger Mouse is about to kick a goal. Yeah, Dangerfield's kicked the goal for Geelong, so they're now out by 16 points. Throw in on the outer wing. Moyle again beats Draper, who gives away a free kick, surely for grabbing his jumper. No, play on. Rogers roves, tackled immediately, and another ball up. Just because he won the ruck tap doesn't absolve him from getting a free kick, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No, anyway, play on. Now Lohman's tackled from behind by Powell, and that's a neutral immediately. Brisbane 8-8-56, Gold Coast 5-11-41. 15 points the lead to the Lions, 20 minutes third term.
Once again, Moyle gets over the top there of Draper. Oh, again, another tackling effort as the ball drops down as Noble's dumped into the ground by Berry.
Third one. Watch out for the umpire.
Acker's theory of 3 ball-ups in a row equals free kick. Draper settles that by punching it towards the boundary line. Picked up there by Rowell. His kick nicely smothered over the boundary line by Bailey. Under a fair bit of pressure was Matt Rowell, looking for his 21st disposal. He's got 7 clearances and 5 centre ball-up clearances as well. It's going to be thrown in centre wing on the Stanley Street side of the ground. Moyle versus Draper. Moyle got it down, and once again, it's just held up as Noble's tackled. This time, just held up and hugged a little bit more.
Draper gets a knuckle at the stoppage. So does Bailey, bashes it towards half forward, but Rowell's in the way. He's tackled by Berry, got rid of it, but Brisbane's ball. Bailey runs to half forward, spears a ball around the pocket. Morris is there to mark in front of Collins. And Logan Morris is in the toughest of angles here in the left forward pocket. But he's one player who would give himself a chance from here. He's setting up for the right-footed snap punt from about 35 metres out.
Just to pick up there.
Yeah, Lohman scooped it up to Bailey.
Little and they were out.
Bullet entry. Morris with his right boot. Snaps around his body. Boy, he's a good finisher. 3 goals for Logan Morris. So that's 10 for the year against Gold Coast, having kicked 7 in his Marcus Ashcroft medal-winning performance earlier in the season at Carrara. Brisbane by 21 points at 9-8-62 to 5-11-41. And Logan Morris is now up to 54 goals for the year.
Nearly got control, Brisbane. They're on the edge of just taking control of the game, being able to slow it down when they need to, create momentum backwards and forwards. That 21 points could end up being the difference around the end of the game.
And they're just killing themselves going forward. Some of their entries, and then they've had their chances. So too many behinds are kicking themselves out of the game.
Stumps in Darwin, Australia, 67 behind at 4 for 161. Green 43 not out at Stumps.
So the Suns extract this one. Moyle got the clearance himself. His kick was cut off there on the wing. It was Jeffrey spoiled by Jared Berry. At ground level, Darcy Wilmot dribbles a kick on the left foot. Draper has to bend down, pick it up. He doesn't. He slaps it to Lockneil. Neil gives it back to Draper. Then to the run of Jared Berry. Run down from behind. Good tackling effort. Berry changed direction, was going to go on the left foot, went to his right and was chased down by Jeffrey. Nice tackle.
Great tackle. Team loves that.
David's whirring his head. It is slow, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, they need to keep working, Gold Coast. This is what I'm seeing from here. They need the mids to keep working.
Yeah, so it's a kick down the line to a contest. And now 50-50 ball. Ben King's half a chance. I had it stolen by Neil. Hand pass not all that effective, but kicked off the deck by Will Ashcroft to half forward. Intercepted though by Jeffrey of the Suns. Hands to Rogers, has space to run in the middle. Hand pass was behind his teammate Nadensel though. Cleaned up by Lester of the Lions. Handed to Morris. Oh, Morris put it on the head of Levi Ashcroft. Tackled by Humphrey. Turnover. Noble in the bullseye. Kicks the Suns wide to left half forward. Grab taken by Goulburn. 65 from goal. Lockie Goulburn with his right boot. Down the corridor to full forward, or Andrews flies as if pushed in the pack. There's a man out the back having a shot.
That is shot.
Petrarca has kicked it, but
pushing it back.
It is the free kick to Harris Andrews, who got pushed out with the ball coming in. So no score, Brisbane ball. Andrews chips short to Berry. Berry marks and kicks to left half back where Rayner takes the grab in space. Lions by 21 points, 24 minutes third term.
Cam Rayner plays on, long kick towards Logan Morris, who got himself in front of Collins. Collins still spoiled. Then at ground level, Morris goes back, gets it. Handball to Oscar Allen, 55 from goal. He measures it into the path of Zach Bailey. What a beautiful kick from the big man. Bailey takes it close to the boundary line, 40 metres out. Immediately looking to face inboard, and you can tell he's going to curl it around with the right foot.
Too far out for a snap.
So Zach Bailey, still some conjecture about where he's going to be playing his football next year. Pulls it to the left, one behind. 63 plays 41. It's a game high 22-point margin late in the third quarter.
Noble very quick on the inbound, and Rioli marks just beyond the back pocket. Hands it back to Noble. Hands it over the top of the man on the mark. Powell's got it on D50 for the Suns. He's got two against him and tackled holding the ball. Jared Berry with the tackle. Morris takes the advantage, somewhat a little selfishly there, then kicks it up the mine shaft to full forward. It pitches at the feet of Cameron in the goal square, bounces away from him, and Lohman tackled over the line in the pocket by Ballard. Not sure what Logan Morris was doing there, taking advantage and putting on a right foot snap from 50 when
drop punts.
Berry had a free kick from 45 out.
Tell me Zach Bailey can't kick a more accurate shot with a drop punt than a snap.
Ford in front of Moyle. Taps boundary side, but it's cleaned up by Anderson of the Suns. Clearing kick from defence towards the wing. Long the lead. Fletcher the spoil road by Dunkley of the Lions. Hands to Wilmot. Hands to Fletcher. Hard on the boundary. Left half forward. 65 out. Hoping kick inside 50. Lohman got there. Couldn't mark, but Zorko roves. Hands to Neal. Tight in the pocket. Kicks on goal, but doesn't get the penetration, and it's saved on the last line by Closey. Hands it to Collins. Hands to Reid. He's tackled by Morris. Morris goes down hurt after that tackle. That's a story beyond tonight. Oh, and then the umpire's whistle had gone. Closey had stopped. Hipwood nailed him from behind. Morris is still down. Charlie Cameron's getting into Ethan Reid. And Q-Clash 32's just turned up a notch.
Yeah, he got the free kick. He did the handball. He got one over the shoulder. The umpire saw it, and Charlie...
So it is a free kick for Cameron here.
Yeah, he's...
And Morris is up and moving.
He's pretty tough.
But sore. And once again...
Tackling pressure, though.
Charlie Cameron is a chance to bring us this different song tonight. We won't get John Denver if he kicks this. More importantly, it'll give Brisbane a big buffer, but he's missed it to the right. 23 the lead to the Lions at 9-10-64 to 5-11-41.
The Suns get out of their defensive 50. The Lions have just smothered them this quarter.
Every player on the park forward of the centre circles.
Mind you, Geelong only 3 points in front of North. Big finish coming up there mid-final term.
Dan Rioli comes out of the goal square from the right back pocket. Just lobbed it short of centre wing, and Darcy Fort read it best. He was in front of the pack when it dropped that short. So forward to centre wing, Stanley Street side. The big man puts the slipper into it, puts it to the pack. Oscar Allen did well to get the ball down the ground. He tackled Noble without the ball. No decision from the umpire. It goes back to Jared Berry now, off to Fletcher. He's tackled. Rao gathers for the Gold Coast. Kicks it towards centre wing. King versus Harris Andrews. Nope. Ben King, not on my watch, says Harris Andrews. That was as laconic as you'd like for a pack mark type of thing there. He centralises the ball to Berry, back to Will Ashcroft, lowers the eyes, misses the target. Sam Collins gathers. Now the handball comes through to Dan Rioli. He flares it further left to find Closey.
Rioli runs on, says give it to me, and Closey obliges. Hand pass to left half back. Rioli hands it infield to Adamsell, gives it back to Rioli by hand. Chips it to the wing for Walter. Takes the mark. And now Closey running from behind. So the Suns trying to use their legs to propel it forward. Reid gives away surely a free kick for a push in the back against Annabelle. No, play on. Brisbane ball out the back anyway. Fletcher does the roving at right half back. Chips a short pass to Gardner, who takes a chest mark. Slows things down for the Lions at right half back as we tick towards 29 minutes third term. And now Andrews receives in the back line. Calmly slots a pass to Wilmot at centre half back. has Berry running from behind, gives him the hand pass. Berry now kicks wide to half forward. Bailey marks 55 from goal. Big entry coming up here late in the quarter.
Oscar.
He ignores the lead of one to kick over the top to the pocket, and Oscar Allen takes an uncontested mark in the left forward pocket. So he ignored Morris, who had given Collins the slip on the lead, but in the end he finds a target anyway. Probably tougher angle, but closer to goal. Oscar Allen. This is elementary for a right footer, though, in the left forward pocket for a key forward.
Yeah, he needs a go. He hasn't kicked one for a bit.
Big moment late in the quarter for Oscar Allen. One step infield, right-footed snap, and Brisbane lead Q Clash 32 by 29 points, close to three-quarter time. Allen now has 2 goals tonight, and it's the Lions 10-10-70 to the Suns 5-11-41.
Brisbane's defence has just been elite this last 15 minutes of being able to just pick off those balls. King needs a better effort on that intercept with Harris. It needs to bring that ball to ground. Having said that, they're able to still access the corridor, being able to pick as they go forward some short options, and ultimately they're now just building that scoreboard pressure.
They've got firepower. I said it might open up this back after the third. It has. The Suns had their chances and just didn't kick them. As simple as that. They would be right up there. It'd be much closer. But no, the Lions will make you pay.
So we go back into the middle of the Gabba with a game-high 29-point lead for the locals. Comes off the hands of the ruckman. Moyle goes and tracks it back. Handball through to Bailey Humphrey in the middle. He gives it to Rao. Gives the palm off to Zorko, then the handball off to Noah Anderson. His subterranean kick was awful. It was off the hands of Darcy Wilmot. Taken there by Froggy Lester. He's tackled. The umpire gives him a while and held up there. It's 35 metres out from, or 45 metres out, I should say, from the Lions' goal. Just to the right of centre. Moyle slaps it forward. Picked up by Annabelle. He gets it towards centre wing. And there it is. Eric Hipwood got his fist to it. The crowd rise at three-quarter time because the home side is 29 points in front. As I said, that's a game high. 10-10-70 plays 5-11-41. Your goal kickers for Brisbane. Logan Morris has got 3. Oscar Allen's got 2. Zorko, Hipwood, Rayner, Fort and Levi Ashcroft all with the singles. And for the Gold Coast Suns, Ben King, the only multiple goal kicker, has got 2. Ben Long, Bailey Humphrey, Jed Walter have got singles.
So Brisbane kicking 5-3 to Gold Coast's 2-4 in the so-called premiership quarter. Scores were locked at 2-3-15 apiece at quarter time, and Brisbane did lead by 2 goals at half time. So we've gone from square to Brisbane plus 12 to Brisbane plus 29 at the 3-quarter breaks in this Q Clash 32. Repeating earlier today, St Kilda by 49 points over Richmond to keep their hopes alive to finish inside the top 10. Halfway through the final quarter at Docklands, Geelong lead North Melbourne by just 3 points. You can hear it if you want. Toggle the ABC Listen AFL buttons to get between this call and that. Geelong 16-10, 106. North Melbourne 16-7, 103. So North did get the jump there. Cats clawed their way back in, no pun intended. And then it's been tight in the last term there. Geelong by 3 points. Depending on where you're listening to us, if you're through WA, you'll be getting the call of Hawthorn and Collingwood tonight. In South Australia, it's off to Adelaide Oval for Port and Melbourne. In the cricket, stumps day 3 in Darwin and Australia in all sorts. Still 67 runs behind at 4 for 161 in its second innings. So Bangladesh earlier today making 426. The Aussies having lost Weatherald for naught, head 17, Labuschagne 31 and Smith 44. Not out at stumps, Cam Green 43 and Alex Carey 19. So repeating, the Aussies 4 for 161 and still in deficit by 67. Stumps day 3, of course. 10:30 Eastern time for the start of play tomorrow, and you can hear that on the red button on ABC Listen. In the rugby in Townsville earlier today, Australia defeated Japan 56-17. Around the grounds in the AFLW, currently early third quarter, Richmond 3-7-25 lead, Collingwood 2-1-13. And in the NRL, earlier today, Canberra defeated Cronulla, so that's got top four ramification. That's mean the Dolphins stay inside the top four now for the time being. Canberra 24, Cronulla 20. So the Sharks have dropped their last two. Getting close to half-time, Parramatta 14, lead North Queensland 12. Green button on the ABC Listen to hear that. And if you're with us through ABC Gold Coast, we will be taking you to the third game of the day, which is Brisbane against the Warriors across town. The three-quarter time at the Gabba. Brisbane lead by 29 points. You're listening to Saturday Footy on ABC Sport.
Where do you take the ABC Listen app?
On the bus.
Walking the dog.
On my bike.
Take ABC Local Radio with you wherever you go with the ABC Listen app.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
And up and under to full forward, off hands. Rioli does the roving at the back. Got tackled by Levi Ashcroft holding the ball. Left-footed snap for Levi Ashcroft from the right forward pocket, and he's kicked the goal. Oh, Collins' kick-in's terrible. Cameron takes it in the opposite pocket, hands it to goalmouth for Lohman, draws a man, hands to Morris, and Morris makes the Suns pay by snapping the goal from the goalmouth. A horrid mistake from the Suns on the exit. 2 for Logan Morris.
Back into the middle. Gold Coast with yet another clearance. Anderson, and then it dropped short. Jed Walter got in front of Darcy Gardner and met it full-chested. Takes it 35 out directly in front. Playing like a man who knows he belongs, Jed Walter. Drills it. Good answer from the Suns. Forward to Zorko. Takes the mark from the point of the centre square. Oh, he bought the umpire. Bought that, and Zorko, whatever he's selling, that was cheap. Played on. He went to the arc of 50 and had a long-range shot. Oh, Zork, the magician. And he salutes the crowd.
Bailey runs to half forward, spears a ball around the pocket. Morris is there to mark in front of Collins. Morris with his right boot, snaps around his body. Boy, he's a good finisher. 3 goals for Logan Morris. He ignores the lead of 1 to kick over the top to the pocket, and Oscar Allen takes an uncontested mark in the left forward pocket. Big moment late in the quarter for Oscar Allen. 1 step infield, right-footed snap, and Brisbane lead Q-Clash at 32 by 29 points. Close to three-quarter time.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
It was the last score of the quarter. Brisbane, 29 points to the good of their local rivals here at the Gabba. Saturday Footy on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull and Michael Price calling. David Noble and Jason Ackermanis are your experts. The huddles are broken. Fourth quarter is imminent. Gentlemen, quickly, are we getting a change of script here? What are we going to see in the last half hour?
Well, I don't know if it changed the script, because I think the Lions can kick away here. They have their chance, Gold Coast. They have been killing them around stoppages. Other than that, the pressure's been awesome. They just haven't been able to convert, and that's really what's hurt them tonight.
Just want to see Gold Coast come with more energy, play together, be able to sort of work collectively at the moment. That's the only way that they can actually get this over the top of this strong Brisbane team at the moment.
40 inside 50s for 5 goals ain't going to cut the mustard, though. That's the problem for the Suns at the moment. We're back into the middle. Draper got over the top of Moyle, but Tuke Miller gathered. Handball forward to Noah Anderson. The outside of the right boot goes inside 50. Oh, Ben Long slipped over before acceptances. Ben King picked it up. His kick semi-smothered. It rolls towards the back pocket, and Annabelle beats Leonardo Lombard towards the ball, but dribbles it over the boundary line. It's going to be a throw-in the right forward pocket for the Suns. They trail by 29.
Cats have got a 15-point break now, so that one's got about 5 minutes to play. Geelong holding North at arm's length. Moyle taps down, kicked off the ground by Dunkley of Brisbane, though, to half-back. Ends up with Lockie Neal, chips to the middle of the ground. Morris marks, hands it to Will Ashcroft, who decides to hand pass conservatively to half-back for Berry. It's a set-up hand pass, which sets up the kick wide, and Berry hits the target in Fletcher. Again, just good, calm movement from the ball from Brisbane when they win the ball at half-back. Fletcher chips infield on the 45 to Will. And Will kicks it backwards and infield a bit to Gardner. And they're playing keepings off here, the Lions. They lead by best part of 5 goals. And now Gardner called to play on. So he roosts a right-footed kick towards half-forward. And Morris presents in front of Rioli and takes the mark. That is not the right matchup down there.
I think they had a swap, but a bit of a off-the-ball Shepherd, blocking, whatever you want to call it. But you'll take it if you're Logan Morris, who's starting to get hot tonight.
Well, who knows? If he kicks a bag in the last quarter here, he might come into calculations for back-to-back choppers. Having kicked 7 to win the Marcus Ashcroft medal. Well, that's 5, isn't it? This is for a number 4. 55 out. Right foot strike, always on the near side. In fact, he's missed everything. It's out of bounds on the full. So that doesn't help.
Chuckle to himself.
Free kick to Gold Coast in the left back pocket.
Hate to be doing the votes on that one.
So, Will Powell across the face of Golden McAndrew. Looping handball outside the arc to Closey. Closey measures a kick down the boundary line. Gulbin was the recipient. Chopped arms anyway, regardless of Ryan Lester. Sorry, it's Adensall who took the mark.
Larky's kicked a goal. Kangaroos now within 9 points of Geelong. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left there.
That could be a boil over as Adensall plays on now. Launches it just beyond centre wing. Long got in front, spoiled there by Answorth. It was fisted back towards the Suns' goal. And it's going to be Harris who gathered and tackled down into the ground by Ben King. Dunkley helps him up as the umpire comes in, throws it up just forward of centre wing. Both ruckmen missed it. Dunkley versus Rowell, that's worth the price of admission by itself. Got flicked out to Bailey. Bailey back to Annabelle, off a step. His kick falls beautifully into the arms of Eric Hipwood, who did the good body work early against Mac Andrews, then met the ball. His long left footer goes in the Morris direction. Double grabber. I love this kid. I really, really just enjoy watching him play footy.
You better kick this because he should be in the votes now. He's looking very good, and this is a bit easier for him, that other shot.
Well, Charlie Ballard is no mug in an aerial contest, and Morris just got in front of him, and he's a lot stronger than people might think. He'll have a go at this one from 40 metres out. He's on a 45-degree angle to the left.
Right behind him, but he's got time. He's pushed at the right time, protects the space.
So Logan Morris looking for number 4, leans back on it, and that is sublime. Wonderful kick to extend the lead for the Lions. They now blow out to a 36-point margin. 11-11-77 to the Suns, 5-11-41, and Logan Morris has 4.
Just for the listeners then, the stoppage just here in front of us on the centre wing, Brisbane held really good balance. They didn't have everyone that sort of collapsed into that stoppage, and they were able to then hand-pick their way through with some short kicks. Eric went straight off the mark. He beckoned for Morris to actually come forward so that he could stay within the range of the kick, and Morris just went to work on actually getting in front of Ballard, holding the space. It's great connection when you sit and can unfold and watch how Brisbane connect from stoppage to goal.
And that's what you need, though. You want to go into a forward line, one-on-one. There's only 2 pairs down there, him and Rayner, and give him every chance.
David Noble and Jason Ackermanis with you on ABC Sport. I think the scoreboard's wrong here. I think it's 11-10.
I think you might be right.
To 5-11, but they've given an extra point to the Lions on the scoreboard. Anyway, Gold Coast get the clearance. It's gone beyond the edge of the centre square. Rao kicks to half forward, spoiled away off the head of Adensall, but rode by Lombard. 1-2 hand pass with Hewlin. Lombard's got it back. Hands it back to the wing for Anderson. He evades the pressure of Bailey to kick beautifully to half forward, and Bailey Humphrey marks at 50 from goal. Well within his range if he wants to go for it, but he doesn't. Hoofs it towards the fat side, looking for Jeffrey. Spoiled away by Berry. Ball still to be won in the forward line for the Suns. Jeffrey goes back after it. Weaves away from the pressure of Hipwood. Gets on his right boot, snaps, but snaps to the near side for a point. That makes it 5-12-42, trailing what I think is 11-10-76.
So we'll go with the official stats supplier against the Gabba scoreboard.
The Atari scores.
Exactly. Rayner of the Harlem Globetrotters, handball over the head to Lachie Neale. And again, Logan Morris on the end of a beautiful pass, again getting separation, this time against another opponent in Will Powell, So he's on a very tight angle to the left, and Powell standing the mark at 45.
Oh, that was end-to-end. Didn't touch it, Gold Coast. Just too sharp, Brisbane. Just kept playing on and kept having the players get out and get free.
And you'll like the fact that he's going to go back with a drop punt.
Oh.
Logan Morris, he'll have to strike this from 50 metres. Tight angle to the left. And pulls it wildly to the left, out of bounds on the full.
Second.
So that's his second out of bounds on the full. He's got 4 goals, and the margin remains at 34.
Cats lead by 8 points. There's about a minute left at Docklands. They might hang on. Oh, my. Noah Anderson has dropped the ball running in the pocket there, and then got taken high very luckily. No, it was Charlie Ballard. My apologies. I saw the little Mo. I thought it was Anderson, but no, it was Ballard.
Both horrible little Mo's.
And that was lucky he didn't concede the free kick there. Chips it backwards to Bodie Yulin. Booms the ball down the corridor. A bit of a fly from Humphrey. Couldn't mark, and then gives away a free kick, holding the man against Zorko.
Scoop, I think.
Yeah.
No, it was a throw. It's Lockie Neal's free kick. From 70, bullets it to the pocket, and Hipwood takes a 2-grabber. Despite some pressure from the Suns' defence. Tell you what, Reid and Ballard are close to each other there, and they've both got the Buffont and little Mo. You wouldn't want to
good luck.
Put them close to each other in pink clothes in questionable lighting. Well, it's hard to work them out.
They're like twins.
What do we got? Eric Hipwood free kick here. This Q clash is starting to go the way of many others at the Gabba. Suns haven't won at this house since 2018, and the two-time premier now, well, a 40-point lead beckons if the boot of Eric Hipwood is true here. He stutters over 50. Not much of momentum as he gets into the kick, and he's pushed it across the face for a point. Brisbane by 35 at 11-11-77 to 5-12-42.
Now it's correct.
Geelong's won by 15 points. Final score in a minute.
So we're 8 minutes down in the final term. Suns need to get a wriggle on as Dan Rioli kicks at the centre wing. Mac Andrew, too tall there for Zorko. He tried to get around Zorko. It affected the handball, which was cut off by Levi Ashcroft. Subterranean handball back to Zorko. He tunnel balls it legally, though, through to Dunkley. Got the handball back inboard to Jasper Fletcher. Into the corridor to Hipwood. A long left footer off one step. And Lockneil. You don't see that very often. Lockie Neal advantaged by that kick, but he had some work to do with 2 Gold Coast Suns descending on him. Took a nice mark. 45 out, 45-degree angle to the left.
Been a quiet night from Lockie. He usually just racks them up, but not tonight. That said, he would love to kick a goal. It was a good mark. It was, I tell you, came down with icicles on it. It was that high. It was just an up and under.
So it was Sam Closey and Dan Rioli who both conspired to miss it as Lockneil. Only his 16th disposal coming up. He'll have to let it go from 50. Does so. Oh, it's off the side of the boot. It's going to go towards the right forward pocket. Fisted forward there by Mac Andrew. Hipwood leads the chase. Tapped it into the path of Lohman. Missed him. It's picked up by a son who was taken high.
Yep.
Lohman just extended the arm out a little lazily. And getting up there is Ethan Reid. The unicorn, as Ben Cameron likes to call him, in the left back pocket for the Suns.
You've done well, Michael, to be very confident with that identification of Reid. Chips it short to Noble.
Got to get one of them right every now and again.
Noble in the left back pocket. No, I was sort of trying to make more of that joke that I made. It didn't really work, did it?
No, it worked.
Noble kicks long from the back pocket. Moyle presents, couldn't mark. Rode by Reid there. He's dropped it. Hands it off, though, to Rogers. Rogers is tackled. No prior. Ball up. So Geelong 19-11, 125 to North Melbourne 17-8, 110. Cats winning by 15 points there to keep their top 4 hopes alive.
Their comeback, 39 points down there.
Is that how far they were down,
39
Jason?
points. Great comeback.
No clearance on the outer side from one stoppage, so they try again. And now Petrarca, who's had a quiet night, comes away from the stoppage. Kicks the Suns to half forward. 2-on-2 off hands out the back. Andrews first to meet it. Tackled by Long. No prior. Ball up.
Just well connected, Brisbane.
like for their venture going forward into the finals, they're very well put together.
Umpire throws it up. Darcy Ford knocked out of it by Ethan Reid, who went back, picked it up, scrubbed it inside 50. Getting onto it was Jakey Rogers, tackled into the ground there by Conor McKenna. The ball spills. Powell a long way up the ground there for the Suns. He's tackled, lets it forward. Now Jake Rogers, he puts it towards the top of the square. Walter competes well against Darcy Gardner, brings it to ground at least. Bailey Humphrey, from the left pocket, dribbles it across the face of goal. It was close, one behind.
Our listeners from the cricket in Darwin have just joined us. Welcome along to the final phases of Q Clash 32 at the Gabba. I'm Quentin Hull calling with Michael Price, Jason Ackermanis and David Noble, and the Lions are in control here, leading by 34 points late in the game. Also the news just coming through from Docklands. Geelong's survived a scare. They were more than 6 goals down against North Melbourne, but have won by 15 points. As Anderson kicks the Suns inside 50 here, and Bailey Humphrey takes the mark 40 metres from goal.
Sort of just standing in there too, Bailey Humphrey's just by himself, minding his own business. Takes quality there. That's what your captain should do. Great vision, great kick.
Score progression here at the quarter breaks. It was level at quarter time. Brisbane led by 12 at half time and by 29 at three-quarter time. Now out by 34. Bailey Humphrey has a chance to chisel 6 off that margin, or pokes at that right foot kick across the face. That's always left, and a point. So Brisbane's lead is now 33 points. Jason and Dave, for our listeners just joining, how's this match played out?
Probably as we expected.
Shocking kick on goal, that's for sure. There a lot of missed set shots.
Brisbane's taking control, beyond sort of the halfway through last quarter.
Pressure's been good, but yeah, they've missed a lot of shots, Gold Coast.
Not sustained.
Well, Bailey Humphrey has kicked 1 goal 3, and a few of them as the ball's kicked towards the outer wing. That's a nice mark. Paid there to Darcy Fort. Handball to the runner, Levi Ashcroft. That was 5 metres long. And the
play on.
Umpire said play on. Rayner, long kick towards right half forward and going back with the flight. That's a nice chest mark by Bodie Hewlin for the Gold Coast Suns. The Suns have not scored a goal since 8.5 minutes into the third quarter. They are currently 5 goals 14. It's not the most accurate kicking you've ever seen. Off the hands of the pack on the outer side. Jasper Fletcher receives the ball from Levi Ashcroft, gave it to Will, through to Conor McKenna, missed Cam Rayner, who was flying through, was cut off by the Gold Coast. Jeffrey to Rogers. Rogers forward to Adensall, puts on some speed. Long kick inside 50. It's a one-on-one. Harris Andrews gets his hand to the ball, skims off his knuckles. Jed Walter has a dribbler from the pocket. That is a beauty, the big man. His second goal is one for the highlight reel. The margin still 27 points. The Lions 11-11-77 to the Suns 6-14-50. 14 minutes gone, final term.
What a great goal from the big fella.
Very
Made it with speed. It was a bit unlucky there, King, not to. He had the position. It was a great kick. Addison, gee, he's quicker than I thought. He's really just put the jets on it. Got it down there again. No, they get one-on-ones, a couple of pairs down there, you've got a chance.
Yeah, they've got some talent. Humphreys, Jed, Kingy, was also good on the deck. If they can just create those opportunities. But again, they should have been closer in the game with better shots on goal.
Second goal for Jed Walter.
Still plenty of time.
What have we got? 8 minutes, 26 seconds on the clock. And it's 27 points the lead to Brisbane. Flow of the game just doesn't suggest that Gold Coast could get back into it anyway. Let's see what happens. Centre stoppage, free kick going to Rowell here. He's kept fronting up for the Suns. So looking for another entry here for Gold Coast. Puts those black boots into the yellow Sharon. Kicks it to full forward. Off the pack, Neil Rose Miller tackles. Ump says mine. Really important stoppage here for Gold Coast. About 30 from goal. Draper tries to get rid of Moyle. Doesn't really get great purchase on his punch. Levi Ashcroft's tackled by Petrarca, so another ball up. Nervous hum of 30,000 plus at the Gabba. Moyle got the tap down, but it's kicked clear by Fletcher of the Lions. Got it towards the wing, but Andrew intercepts to mark for Gold Coast.
So Big Mac just adjacent to the centre circles. Still inside the centre square. He chips it to centre forward to Noble.
You got this in Dave?
No.
Man on the mugs, 52 out.
He's right. Well, he's going back off the long run.
Hold on, it's like, I've heard Dad's on comms tonight, and he said that he can't kick this.
Well, maybe. The man standing the mark is 55.
It's a long way out. You could get onto a good barrel.
So John Noble starting.
I'd love for him to kick this.
Starting his run up from the centre circles, and then he was foxing. He played on, kicked it towards the pocket. Leicester couldn't quite take it at ground level. As a bit of a scrap. Walter got down and dirty, couldn't quite extract it, and you could throw a tea towel over around about 20 players just beside the goal square for the Gold Coast Suns here. Very congested. Umpire throws it up. Oh, Lombard went through the traffic from the goal square. He skied it, but he skied it left. That's 6 goals, 15-51, so it's a 26-point margin, 16.5 gone.
And repeating, Geelong's beaten North by 15 points as Berry receives a precise inbound and marks in the right back pocket. Chips short to Rayner, grabs it on his chest, defensive 50 for Brisbane. And once again, they're just going to play keepings off on the switch. Kicks it back to Fletcher. Fletcher to left half back for Ainsworth. Still inside defensive 50. Ainsworth down the line to the hard running Leicester. Takes the mark, kicks infield back to Fletcher. They're just playing chess, slowly working their way upfield. Now Fletcher's kick towards Loman, but it's intercepted by Bodie Hewlin flying across the face. That's a good mark from Bodie at half back.
Came off McKenna to get that one.
Brother Zeke not playing tonight for the Suns. Infield on the 45. Oh, Moyle waited, and Draper makes the spoil as a consequence. Rove by McKenna, 50 from goal. Hands it to Loman. Hand pass to Charlie Cameron in the pocket. Yet to kick a goal tonight. He shoots with his right. It's not with the penetration. Andrew on the last line to save it for the Suns. Powell then, his hand pass, he gave it to Miller. Stolen by Cameron, and Charlie does kick the goal. We will get Arthur's theme at the Gabba. No John Denver tonight for the first goal, and this is only the first goal of the night. Something different as Brisbane lead by 32. Let's tune in.
Listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make
The reggae.
It's a simple message.
So this is in tribute to his newborn Arthur.
Terrible song.
It's a TV theme for a kids show, Arthur the Aardvark.
Arthur the Aardvark.
Correct.
Stay an aardvark.
You've got to have grandchildren to know that.
I was pretty sick of John Denver until I heard that.
Bring it back.
Brisbane by 32 points, 12-11-83 to 6-15-51. Charles Cameron with a different take on a goal at the Gabba.
Lucky it's only one.
Yeah, we're not going to. If he kicks a second goal, we're back to country roading.
So we're 32 points in front are the Brisbane Bears / Lions tonight. This one extracted for the Gold Coast. Well done there by Goulburn. Got the handball back to Jeffrey, who chips it to the arc of 50. Humphrey from 50 curls it and pulls it left. Just very laconic there, Barley Humphrey. He just sort of poked at it. He's got the leg that can go 65. But it's another behind. 6 goals, 16. 31 points the margin now in favour of Brisbane.
Look, he was going to pass it then.
He ran across the face.
Into mine.
Wilmot short to Rayner. Oh, aggressive kick down the corridor. Marked by Leicester. Here they go. Hands it to McKenna. Kicks to half forward to the advantage of Lyman. Gathers. Does he on the bounce? Yep. 40 from goal. He's got Powell for company. Gave him the in and away as if he's playing in the centres for the Bronx. And then his kick to the corridors turned over. Rioli got in the way.
Oh, would you pass it running straight towards goal, 20 metres out?
Oh, it's intercepted. And the Suns have now got it. How about the little in and away, though?
I'd have a chat to him about that.
Now,
Great effort.
Walters received the ball at
Walter.
half back.
Yeah, I just was going to say that, David. What a brilliant effort from Walter, who absolutely hammered
Nothing
Loman.
on the game, and he just had a real crack.
Rewarded with that, and Will Powell has the ball for the Suns. Kicks it to the wing to a contest. Rogers now back to Noble. Central ball lands on the logo. Centre wing commentary side to Matt Rao. He's confronted by Dunkley. It's a helicopter of a kick went towards Rogers, intercepted by Will Ashcroft. There you go to McKenna. McKenna handball to Levi Ashcroft, then to Lockneil, back to Annabelle, who kicks it forward. Dunkley snuck away from everybody, chips it onto the 50. Annabelle, who kept running, gathered and was semi-tackled by Powell, pivoted, kicked it to the front and square. Will Ashcroft, bread and butter. Bread und butter for Will Ashcroft. Gets his first goal of the game. It came off hands, and Will Ashcroft, as he does, 30 disposals now, 4 clearances, and now a goal to go with his 7-score involvements. And he takes the lead for the Brisbane Lions to 37 points in Q Clash 32. 13-11-89 to 6-16-52. 21 gone final term.
Top off another really good solid night for Will.
Yeah.
We like when he kicks goals, and it's probably just going to separate him if he could. He's always up there. He's such a good player. This year's been so much better. Reward for work. He's been involved in 7 scoring forays, so he's not just around and accumulating. He's getting involved.
No, it's a key part of the mids for the Lions that they really push their forwards, their mids into that forward 50. They've got licence to do it. They're able to hold a defensive mid at some stages, but great goal, great finish.
He's a superstar. And his dad's, really, award after his dad to them.
Yeah.
He's already won 1. Chance to win a second tonight. Stoppage in the middle, sort of rumbled to half forward for the Suns, but Zorko's there to make a tackle, and sure, there's no free disposal there for Matt Rowell, who's tried his hardest for the Suns. Fort and Moyle tangle. Moyle tackled in the end by Fort, dropped it. Dunkley off hands and knees, hand pass stolen by Miller of the Suns. Hands it to Humphrey, who hands it wide to half forward. Into the spaces for Jeffrey. Takes on and beats the attempted tackle of Lohman. Kicks inside 50. Looking for the leader. Petrarca can't mark. Humphrey roves and handballs it over his head. Towards full forward for Gold Coast. Lombard wins a hard footy. Hands it to the pocket. Oh, Jeffrey's accosted. There's still pressure everywhere from the Lions, even though they've got their game wrapped up. Bailey bashed off it by the pressure of Berry. Cleaned up, though, by Rowell. Given a hand pass to Goulburn from 70. Kicks to full forward. Off hands, or Dunkley's doing a pile-driving tackle on Lombard, and eventually Fletcher kicks the Lions clear from a messy scrimmage. Bounces around on the wing. Rioli first to meet it for the Suns. Runs defensive side of the pack to create some room.
So Hewland gives it to McAndrew, who goes into the centre of the ground. Found Noble, just short of the centre circles. He flares it to the left. It's Noah Anderson. He's confronted by McKenna. Still gets it inside 50. Nicely weighted kick finds Petrarca, who's only coming up for his 12th disposal. Very quiet night for the former Melbourne champ. Takes it 30 metres out, slight angle to the left.
There's a few of them this year. It's not like him, but he's playing a different role tonight, I think. A bit more forward.
Been more half forward, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably expected a few more goals out of him too. But that said, I think he'll kick this.
He's only had a couple of clearances when he's a couple of forays into the middle. But Christian Petrarca from 30 metres, slight angle to the left. Should be a soda for a player of his quality, but he pulls it to the left. Commentator's curse. And the curse of the Gold Coast Suns tonight. 6 goals, 17. 53 they are. It is now a 36-point margin, the Lions lead.
And the ball's gone over the boundary line from the inbound, so will be tossed in at right half forward for Gold Coast. Last assignment of the year is to play disruptor for the Saints. St Kilda win that game after beating Richmond today. They might be still a chance to make the 8. That's if the Bulldogs, or make the 10, should I say. That's if the Bulldogs beat Carlton tomorrow. Blues win either of their last 2 games. They're in, but who knows? If the Doggies win tomorrow, Saints could be in the 10 by the time that the Blues play their last game, which is against Fremantle.
Oh, good luck.
At Docklands. Interesting.
Dockerlands.
And Swanee sent the memo out to ensure that, the Dockers will have to send a decent team.
Well, at least.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah.
Where's the line? Where's the line in the sand for how many you can rest?
Annabelle's got it on the wing for Brisbane. Kicks it to half forward, and Oscar Allen. Well, he took a mark in the pack, and he just flew with intent.
He's got his game back, after coming back from injury. He's just built and built. He's gotten better each week. He's in range now. We said he's going to have to kick it from, 50, 55?
This for a third goal. Morris with 4. Hipwood's kicked 1. Now Allen a chance to kick his third. It's a different 3-headed monster but who knows? It might be what the Lions go with in the finals. He's mishit that, trying to give it everything off the outside of his right boot. Won't have the journey, and marked on the last line of defence by Gold Coast's Bodie Hewland.
It's been good tonight, Bodie.
Yep, he's a very good young player. The elder of the Hewlands, of course, Zeke not playing. It was a dangerous kick. He injected it to Matt Rowell, who's battled hard. Oh, he played on. Hipwood got him from behind, holding the ball. Charlie Cameron gathers, play on, and Charlie's got 42 points, the margin
there
now. And there you go. Arthur's theme rested after one. We're back to Country Road.
Good with 5 seconds to go too. A bit of a sing-along.
And once again, that Country Road is looking like it leads towards the top 4 and the double chance for the Lions.
Certainly should. Poor turn. I would call play on there. And just great tackle pressure again. You just got to do everything. You've got to be really sharp with the Lions. They'll come and they'll close you down. This time of year, you've got no space and time. Their activity on defence has been exceptional tonight.
Their adherence to basics, Brisbane, has been so impressive this last quarter. They service the corridor, they clean the ball up, they release it when it's there. There's just no doubt what they're doing.
And the sing-along will coincide with the final siren of Q Clash 32. And on quest for a third straight title, Brisbane has its top 4 destiny in its own hand. They've retained possession of a spot in the top 4. They've got Collingwood at the G to finish the year. And the Lions once again dominate the Suns by 42. Once again, the victory song sounds around the Gabba as the Lions extend their dominance of this local rivalry to now 24 wins from 32 instalments. And that now makes it 15 of the last 17 Q clashes going the way of the Lions. Brisbane, 14 goals, 11-95. Beat Gold Coast 6 goals, 17-53. So from square at quarter time, it was 2-3 apiece at the first break. Brisbane then won every quarter after that. They were 12 points in front at half time, 29 at three-quarter time, and 42 at the end, kicking 4 goals 1 to Gold Coast's 1-6 in the last term. 6-17 says a part of the story for the Suns, but Brisbane too good yet again. Logan Morris led the way with 4 goals. 2 goals for Oscar Allen, 2 goals for Charlie Cameron, and single goals for Will Ashcroft, Levi Ashcroft, Dane Zorko, Cam Rayner, Eric Hipwood, and Darcy Fort. For Gold Coast, 2 goals for Ben King. He moves to 57 for the year. 2 goals for Jed Walter. And goals also to Bailey Humphrey and to Ben Long. Brisbane 14-11-95 to Gold Coast 6-17-53. Stick around. We'll get the official presentation of the Q Clash Cup as well as the awarding of the Marcus Ashcroft Medal for Best Player on the Ground. Jason Ackermanis and David Noble to take you through their thoughts, and Michael Price is heading to the rooms, so we'll get some reaction there. Just repeating, Brisbane by 42 here. If you're with us in the west, Hawthorn and Collingwood's your next stop, and also through the Northern Territory. If you're with us in South Australia, then it's to the Adelaide Oval for